Swati, start please.
Sure, ma'am. Film is a dream. Film is music. No art passes our conscience in the way film does and goes directly to our feelings deep down into the dark rooms of our souls. These words by Ingmar Bergman resonate with us as we have gathered today for the e-workshop on filmmaking by Mr. Aditya Kriplani, organized by TILT, the Film Appreciation Society of ARSD College. I, Swati, on behalf of TILT, welcome you all. The workshop will aim to offer an insight into pre-production, film appreciation and screenwriting, followed by the direction and acting processes, camera techniques, sound recordings, idea development, and post-production work, including video and audio editing. We hope that all those interested in filmmaking gather something from today's workshop. Before we start with the actual workshop, I would like to invite Ms. Moshmi Ray, convener TILT, to present the welcome address.
Thank you, Swati. Seems like a very, very exciting lineup that we have. I am audible, right? I'm audible, right?
Yes,
मुझे भी
ma'am.
डर लग गया सुन
Yeah.
के इतना लाइनअप है कि मुझे डर लग गया मुझे लग रहा है मुझे प्रिपेयर करके आना पड़ेगा
So we are very excited. Okay, so we'll just get on with the formalities quickly. A very good morning and warm welcome to all. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome our esteemed guest, Mr. Aditya Kriplani, writer and filmmaker, his team at Mumba Devi Production, our respected principal, sir, Dr. Gyanatosh Jha, members of the IQAC, tech support, my colleagues, students of ARSD, and participants from various institutes all over Delhi and India. I welcome you all to this very interesting interactive session on film and its craft. At the outset, I would like to thank Mr. Kriplani not just for this interaction, but primarily for making his films about silences, silences that are deafening, about stories that are omnipresent yet marginalized, and articulating stories that need to be told, not sold. And I must tell you at this point, Mr. Kriplani, that yesterday from 11:30 at night to 12:26 to be precise, we have had a session on your movie, Tota, Pataka item, that movie. We had this huge session, and I'm sure we have a lot of questions that we need to, that the students will have for you. Yeah, so that is the level of, investment that we have. So thank you. At ARSD, it is our endeavor to open new vistas of possibilities for students towards shaping and understanding our world. TILT is one such platform that we offer to our students, wherein we expose the power of art, not just as mere entertainment, but also as course correction. In this effort, I'd like to acknowledge the immense encouragement and support that we constantly get from our principal, sir. He is our inspiration and encouragement. At TILT, we tilt a little towards excellence with each of our programs that we bring to you as a offering towards course correction and towards making a difference. Hope our best wishes your best wishes will always be with us. And with these words, I'd like to hand over to Swati. Swati, please welcome our principal, sir, and we request sir to speak a few words of encouragement. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your words. And like you very truly said, without Principal Sir's guidance, none of this would be possible. So I would like to invite our principal, Dr. Gyanatosh Kumar Jha, to say a few words.
Thank you, Swati and Mosmi. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Distinguished guests, Mr. Aditya Kriplani, film director, writer, musician, and producer. Ms. Mosmi Ray, convener of Film Appreciation Society, other colleagues, and my dear students. First of all, I would like to welcome Mr. Sesson. There was Ravinder. Ravinder.
Yes, sir.
Ravinder.
Yes, sir.
Kuch internet. There was a problem in my net.
Yes,
connection.
sir. Your connection is low bandwidth. Yes.
Now it's fine.
Yeah. Yes.
On behalf of Atmaram Sanatan Dharma College, I would like to welcome Mr. Kriplani in this program, and I am very thankful to him that he has given his valuable time for our students, and I hope that our students are going to experience very interesting things in his to provide all the opportunities to our students in the age. Sorry.
No problem. ज्ञानतो साहब, आपको मेरी आवाज सुनाई दे रही है? ज्ञानतो साहब, आपको मेरी आवाज सुनाई दे रही है?
हाँ.
ओके, तो आप स्ट्रेस मत लीजिए. मैंने आपका वेलकम मैं स्वीकारता हूँ.
हाँ, सुनाई दे रही है आपको? मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
शुरू कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज़ आप खामा का स्ट्रेस हो रही है इंट्रोडक्शन के लिए.
थैंक यू सो मच. ठीक है, मैं अपने स्टूडेंट्स की ओर मुखातिब था. मैंने आपका वेलकम तो कर ही दिया कि इस पेंडेमिक के समय भी हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि स्टूडेंट्स को घर बैठे भी बहुत सारे ऐसे प्रोग्राम, सेशन और इस तरह की एक्टिविटीज और क्रिएटिविटी उनके भीतर बनी रहे. इसके लिए हमारा एफर्ट है, प्रयास है. दैट वी आर ट्राइंग आवर बेस्ट एंड माय गुड विशेस टू द कन्वीनर मौसमी and her team of Film Appreciation Society. Thank you so much. Once again, I welcome you, Mr. Kriplani. Thank you. Over to Mosmi.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Actually, over to Swati. Please continue. Start the processes, please.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
Yeah.
First of all, it's my pleasure to introduce you all to the guest of the day, Mr. Aditya Kriplani. Mr. Kriplani has graduated from FTII Pune. He's an author of 3 novels, Backseat, Front Seat, and Tikli and Lakshmi Bomb. Tikli and Lakshmi Bomb became his first film, which he wrote, produced, and directed under his production house, Mumba Devi Motion Pictures. The film won a lot of national and international awards and is currently streaming on Netflix. Mr. Kriplani also has made other films like Tota Pataka Item Mal, Devi or Hero, and his latest one, Not Today. Without wasting much of your time, let's proceed with the order of business. So we welcome you, sir. First of all, that very modest introduction was presented because we were specifically told not to speak of the many accolades that you have received.
I was hoping you just say that it's. I was hoping you just say my name and the names of the films, and we're good. But thank you, very kind of you. Thank you.
So, sir, tell us something about your journey, as in your creative process, etc.
So I've ended up coming to filmmaking from writing, and I think that writing still forms the base of what I do, because I feel that the writing almost becomes like an agreement between all the people working on the film. It's like a blueprint. अगर आप इमारत बनाने जा रहे हैं तो blueprint पे आपका agreement नहीं है तो फिर इमारत कैसे बनेगी, मतलब फिर आड़ी टेढ़ी बनेगी. So that's why I feel that the script becomes the most important thing, because आप अगर बहुत ही strong minds को invite करने वाले हो अपने साथ काम करने के लिए, as actors, as DOPs, as editors, तो फिर अगर आपकी agreement नहीं हो उस चीज पे तो आगे चल के बहुत चीजें खराब हो सकती हैं, मतलब relationship खराब हो सकते हैं सबके. So that's why the screenplay is so important to agree on, and then whatever perspective people have on the screenplay, we encourage them to have that conversation before we shoot, so that when we go into the film, जिस script को आप लेके जाते हो shoot पे, उस पे फिर सब agreement में और फिर आप सब उसी चीज को बनाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. I think that becomes a good way to keep things really clear, especially जब आप टोटा पटाका जैसी फिल्म बना रहे हो या टिकली जैसी फिल्म बना रहे हो, जहाँ पे ऑडियंस की भी जर्नी आसान नहीं है, क्योंकि इमोशनली आपको पता नहीं आप क्या महसूस कर रहे हो. और आमतौर पर कोई फिल्म में अगर जो आपका हीरो या हीरोइन है, या हीरो मतलब फॉर अ सिंपलर वर्ड, जेंडरलेस वर्ड, अगर आपके हीरो को दुख हो रहा है या कठिनाई हो रही है कोई भी, या कोई उसको तकलीफ दे रहा है बहुत, तो ये इमोशनल स्टेट हमको इसकी आदत है कि जिसकी जर्नी पे हम हैं उसको बहुत दुख पहुंच रहा है और हम वो महसूस कर रहे हैं उसके साथ. लेकिन जिसकी जर्नी पे हम हैं वही हमको दुख पहुंचा रहा है, क्योंकि वो ऐसी चीज कर रहा है जो मॉरली एम्बिग्यूअस है, जो हम समझ नहीं पा रहे कि ये सही कर रहा है गलत कर रहा है. ऐसी जर्नी पे हम ज्यादा जाते नहीं फिल्मों में, हमारी फिल्मों में. तो इसलिए आई थिंक आई फील दैट द स्क्रिप्ट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इन अ फिल्म लाइक टोटा पटाका. एंड सो द बिग पार्ट ऑफ माय प्रोसेस इज द स्क्रीन प्ले, and we take in feedback from the actors or from people before we end up going to the set and starting to film the film, because I feel कि अगर कोई सहमति होनी चाहिए, फिर नहीं तो वो फिर प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है, बाद में गुस्सा आ जाता है लोगों को, फिर लगता है कि अरे, and also they have to enact that part. आपने तो लिख लिया, चलो आपका काम तो खत्म हो गया, और फिर आप फिल्म में करो, आप वहाँ ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हो हर चीज को, और आप एक नजरिया दे रहे हो उनको, जो वो कर रहे हैं उसके ऊपर, हर टेक के ऊपर आप एक नजरिया दे रहे हो उनको, उतना ही आपका काम है. लेकिन उसको करना तो एक्टर का काम हो जाता है. तो फिर अगर एक्टर उस चीज में बिलीव नहीं कर रहा है तो फिर वो कैसे करेगा, उसको लगेगा कि मैं कुछ ऐसे झूठ बोल रहा हूँ अंदर से. सो दैट्स अनदर रीजन दैट वी सी टू इट दैट इन अ फिल्म स्पेशली लाइक टोटा पटाका हमने वर्कशॉप्स भी किए, जहाँ पे हमने जैसे अगर शैला का एक किरदार है जो कंफ्यूज है और उसको वो एक ह्यूमैनिटेरियन है, ज्यादा फेमिनिस्ट उसके बाद शायद है, उसके लिए ह्यूमैनिटी फेमिनिस्ट या जेंडर से ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण है. तो इस किस्म के कैरेक्टर के लिए हमने उसको उसका लाइफ पोजीशन क्लियर कराने के लिए वर्कशॉप कराया था कि आपका ये लाइफ पोजीशन है कि मेरे लिए ह्यूमैनिटी जेंडर से ज्यादा महत्व रखती मेरी जिंदगी में. तो फिर उसके लिए एक ऐसा लाइफ पोजीशन क्रिएट किया था. चित्रा के लिए एक ऐसा लाइफ पोजीशन क्रिएट किया था कि फेमिनिज्म इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट देन एवरीथिंग एल्स. तो पहले हम मतलब अगर नारीवाद को मतलब टू काइंड ऑफ प्रूव दैट अगर कोई चीज जरूरी है तो फिर उससे जरूरी कोई भी चीज नहीं है चित्रा के लिए एज अ कैरेक्टर. सो आई थॉट दैट्स हाउ वी वांटेड टू सी कि हर एक किरदार का लाइफ पोजीशन क्लियर हो जाता है उनके जहन में, ताकि जब सेट पे आएंगे तो फिर वो कंफ्यूजन ना रहे अंदर कि मैं क्या हूँ, एज एक किरदार के सिरे से मैं क्या हूँ, किस किस्म का इंसान हूँ, किस किस्म की इंसान हूँ मैं. तो वो बहुत क्लियर हो गया था एक्टर्स के लिए, बिकॉज स्क्रिप्ट में भी जो भी उनको तकलीफें थी पहले उन्होंने बोली थी, फिर हमने अगर वो इनकॉर्पोरेट हो सका था तो हमने इनकॉर्पोरेट की थी. फिर व्हेन वी वेंट टू द सेट हमने इतने वर्कशॉप्स किए थे, विवाह के लिए वर्कशॉप किए थे, किरदारों के लिए वर्कशॉप किए थे, ताकि हर एक की क्लैरिटी थी कि मैं क्या सोचती हूँ और मेरा नजरिया जिंदगी तरफ क्या है, और नारीवाद की तरफ क्या है, और इंसानों की तरफ क्या है, मर्दों की तरफ क्या है, औरतों की जो दिक्कतें उनकी तरफ क्या है, मेरा नजरिया एकदम क्लैरिटी. So I feel that really helps, and maybe a lot of filmmakers, I don't know whether too many filmmakers spend time on that process. I feel that process is the most important, especially अगर आप इस किस्म की फिल्म बना रहे हो जहाँ आप वैसे ही मतलब ऑडियंस को अनकंफर्टेबल फील कराने वाले हो, आपको पता है कि मतलब एक कंफर्टेबल पोजीशन में नहीं बैठने वाला है 2 घंटे के लिए कोई भी इंसान. So I feel that clarity is really important. So that's one part of the process. The other part is of course कि आप कास्ट जब कर रहे हो इंसान को, तो आप जैसे शैला को जो एक रूट है, अगर आप सोचने जाओ तो शैला का रूट क्या है, एक कंफ्यूजन उसका रूट है एज अ पर्सन. और वो कंफ्यूजन कहाँ से आता है? वो कंफ्यूजन आता है क्योंकि वो हर चीज में एम्पैथेटिक है. वो औरतों की तरफ भी एम्पैथेटिक है और मर्द की तरफ भी एम्पैथेटिक है. तो वो इतनी एम्पैथी जो उसमें आती है वहां से उसकी कंफ्यूजन आती है. वो ऐसा नहीं कि वो कंफ्यूज इंसान है क्योंकि वो किसी चीज में बिलीव नहीं करती, ऐसा नहीं. वो हर चीज में एम्पैथाइज करती है. और एक्चुअली शैला का जो लाइफ पोजीशन है वो हर एक 90% ऑफ ऑडियंस मेंबर्स का लाइफ पोजीशन वही बन जाता है फिल्म में. वो हमको पता था पहले से जब हम बना रहे थे फिल्म कि 9 out of 10 people will relate more to Shaila than they will to the other people, because हमारे साथ एक तो ऐसी चीजें, ऐसी घटनाएं हुई नहीं हमारी जिंदगी में, तो हमको वो एम्पैथी महसूस नहीं होगी जब कोई इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग स्टांस लेता है. जिसके साथ कोई ऐसी घटना हुई है, ऐसी किस्म की भी, मतलब नॉट एग्जैक्टली दैट, बट कोई भी ऐसी घटना ज्यादा जो मतलब एक ट्रॉमेटिक एक्सपीरियंस है किसी भी किस्म की, शायद अपने साथ या और किसी के साथ जो हमारे लव्ड वंस हैं, तो फिर विभा और चित्रा के साथ वो इंसान एम्पथाइज कर सकते हैं। जैसे हमने जब फिल्म दिखाई तो कभी कभी ऑडियंस में कुछ औरतें बोलती थी कि उन्होंने क्यों कुछ किया नहीं, मुझे गुस्सा आ रहा है कि उन्होंने उसको रेप किया क्यों नहीं। So it depends on where you're coming from to the character. That's what's interesting about life also, that when we experience films, for all of us we experience them differently. हमको लग रहा है कि जो हम देख रहे हैं, जो सच हम देख रहे हैं, शायद सब भी ऐसे ही महसूस कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जब ऐसी फिल्म आती है तो आपको समझ में आता है कि सभी का सच अलग है, और सभी हर एक इंसान उसी आर्ट फॉर्म को या पीस ऑफ आर्ट को अलग सिरे से महसूस कर रहा है। जैसे आप महसूस कर रहे हो, जरूरी नहीं कि वो भी ऐसे ही महसूस कर रहे हैं। So that's another thing that was interesting about the creative process. So casting people is really important because वो कैरेक्टर का जो कोर है, that person has to be able to catch it. अब चित्रा के साथ क्योंकि मैंने टिकली में काम किया था, टिकली और लक्ष्मी में, तो एक बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग फेमिनिस्ट फीलिंग उसके अंदर ऑलरेडी है एज अ ह्यूमन बीइंग। अगर आप उनके इंस्टाग्राम को भी फॉलो करोगे तो आपको समझ में आएगा कि ऑलरेडी है उनमें अंदर। तो फिर चित्रा तक, मतलब फिल्म में जो चित्रा का किरदार है, उनका नाम भी चित्रा है, चित्रा के लेवल तक जाना उनके लिए इतना मुश्किल नहीं था, क्योंकि वो अंदर से ऑलरेडी वहां तक है अपनी जिंदगी में काफी हद तक, नॉट एग्जैक्टली देयर बट काफी हद तक। सपोजिंग probably 60 to 70% of what Chitra is, चित्रांगदा in her own life also can relate to that much. एक 30% है जब वो चित्रा बोलती है कि नहीं असल में हमको करना चाहिए, वो शायद चित्रांगदा रिलेट ना कर पाए। So then as an actor she has to only push that much in terms of what she has to do as an actor and enact and feel that something that she might not feel in her own life. So casting is really important. जैसे अभी महेंद्र प्रताप चौहान का जो किरदार था, विनय शर्मा जो है खुद बहुत ही संवेदनशील इंसान है, बहुत ही अच्छे इंसान है और अच्छे मर्द भी हैं, लेकिन उन्होंने जयपुर में उनकी पैदाइश हुई है और वो पले बड़े हैं, तो उन्होंने देखा है कि एक पेट्रियार्कल माहौल कैसा हो सकता है। तो उनके अंदर भी जैसे वो अपने अंदर उस चीज से जूझ रहे हैं, तो वो स्क्रीन पे भी वही कर पाते हैं, क्योंकि अगर उन्होंने अंदर कभी इस चीज से जूझा ही नहीं है, मतलब अगर आप एक यूरोपियन आदमी को बोलो कि आप महेंद्र प्रताप चौहान का किरदार निभाओ, अदर देन द डायलेक्ट एंड द फिजिकलिटी ऑफ इट, he won't be able to relate to it only because he's not seen it or experienced it around कि क्या है ये। So Vinay has come from a background where, and this is his own admission, ये मैं नहीं कह रहा, उसके बारे में खुद भी वो बोल चुका है एक इंटरव्यू में कि उसने खुद देखा हुआ है कि ये क्या है माहौल, तो फिर वो उस कैरेक्टर को जस्टिस कर सकता है क्योंकि उसने एक्सपीरियंस किया कि ये क्या है। और उस कैरेक्टर को प्ले करने में मेरे लिए बहुत जरूरी था कि जिस भी एक्टर को हम कास्ट करेंगे इस किरदार को प्ले करने के लिए, उसके अंदर गहराई पे संवेदनशीलता भी होगी औरतों के प्रति, और वो क्या महसूस कर रही हैं, क्योंकि एज एन एक्टर टू बी एबल टू प्ले दैट पार्ट, द ह्यूमन बीइंग इन यू नीड्स टू बी एबल टू एम्पैथाइज विद द फिल्म एंड विद व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन, otherwise you will not be able to find the passion to come to the set and enact that what we call the villain or what we call the antagonist in the film. But you have to also have इतनी कठोरता आप में होनी चाहिए कि आप महेंद्र प्रताप चौहान के दिल में घुस के आप वो किरदार निभा पाओ। So that becomes the duality of that character. इसलिए मेरे लिए इस फिल्म में सबसे important person was the man. उसको कैसे कास्ट किया जाए? So that's another thing that we really spent a lot of time on finding a person who at heart is sensitive enough to understand the soul of this film, but who also has the hardness and harshness to be able to portray the character on screen. तो ये थोड़ा क्रिएटिव प्रोसेस के बारे में सिंस हम बात कर रहे थे, would you like to actually ask me questions that are a little more pointed, because अगर मैं सिर्फ क्रिएटिव प्रोसेस के बारे में बात करूंगा तो वो तो 1.5 घंटा मैं ही बात करूंगा, because it's a very open ended thing ना। तो अगर आपके पास कुछ थोड़े pointed questions हैं तो मेरे लिए भी आसानी होगी आंसर देने के लिए।
Sure, sir. So, first of all, like Tikli had been adapted from a novel first, and Tota Pataka was a story which you had written beforehand. So, what is the process of translating a novel into a script? What are the challenges faced at that point of time?
I think for me the challenges are much lesser than for maybe other novelists, simply because मैं 3 एक्ट के स्ट्रक्चर में ही उपन्यास भी ऐसे ही लिखता हूँ, क्योंकि मैं फिल्म स्कूल गया हूँ और मैंने पटकथा लेखन में अपना पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन किया है। तो मेरे लिए जब मैं उपन्यास लिखता हूँ तब भी वो 3 एक्ट स्ट्रक्चर में ही रहती है। मोस्टली जब इंसान एक उपन्यास को पटकथा में कन्वर्ट कर रहा है तो उसको वो दिक्कत होती है कि आप एक इतने चैप्टर्स और इतने एपिसोड्स वाले एक उपन्यास को आप 3 एक्ट स्ट्रक्चर में कैसे ढालें उसको। So that I think was very easy for me because I've studied like that and I've kind of written my novels also like that. So then there isn't so much to be cut out. Plus अगर आप फिल्मों के लेखक हो तो आप वैसे ही बहुत ही किरदार के अंदर जाके बैठ के बात नहीं करते हो, मतलब बाहर जो चीजें हो रही हैं एक्शन में आप बात करते हो एज अ राइटर. So that also becomes much easier to translate onto the screen. जैसे अगर कोई उपन्यास है जो सिर्फ किरदार के दिमाग के अंदर है, पूरी कहानी उसके दिमाग के अंदर है, क्या चल रहा है, क्या सोच रहा है, क्या महसूस कर रहा है, उसको ट्रांसलेट करना और मुश्किल हो जाता है. विच यू मस्ट हैव सीन कि जो उपन्यास एक इनर जर्नी के बारे में है पूरे के पूरे, उसको बाहर डालना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है, बिकॉज देन यू हैव टू मैनिफेस्ट इट इन एक्शन इन अ फिल्म. So again, it was easy for me. It was not very difficult to convert the novel because the novel is a very externalized novel. It's not a novel about what someone is feeling inside and their interpretation of life only inside in the inner world. It's all outside. महसूस कर रहा है इंसान, फिर उसका असर है कि कोई एक्शन कर रहा है. तो हर बार ऐसा ही था. So it was easy to translate it into a screenplay for me, to be honest.
Sir, what is the role of visual designing of the in the film? And for example, there is this scene of the red light room in Tota, and then there is the cross-dressing scene. So when you are designing scenes, what should a director keep in mind? And similarly, what is the role of music? For example, there is a hint of rock when you are looking into music in the Tota Pataka movie. So what is the role of the visual and the sound aspects?
Okay. For visual designing, I think it all comes out of the characters. So it all comes out of the premise of the film. And it all comes out of the characters. So premise of the film is what? The premise of the film is that it's almost like a social experiment. That these 4 women are feeling that they are going to set an example and teach one man what it feels like to be afraid of rape every day. It's not कि किसी एटलीस्ट विवाह के लिए ये नहीं था कि आप कुछ कर दो. विवाह के दिमाग में हमेशा ये था कि आप किसी को महसूस करवाओ कि ये रोजाना जो डर है, जो खौफ है, वो कैसा फील होता है. So that's all that she was going for. So if the premise of the film is like that, then all your decisions will come out of that. If you're looking at the visual design of the film, for example, you know that you're going to put someone into a printing press. तो आपको पता है कि वो प्रिंटिंग प्रेस का एक माहौल होना चाहिए जो सफोकेटिंग हो, क्योंकि वो उस इंसान के जहन पे वही असर चाहते हो आप वो 2 घंटे में, या उस फिल्म में तो आप उसको कुछ हफ्तों के लिए, 1 हफ्ते के लिए, या 10 दिन के लिए रख रहे हो, या 2-3 हफ्ते. I don't remember. Anuj, also a couple of weeks, I think, no, in the screenplay, if I remember right.
Yeah, more than a couple of weeks.
That's how he loses weight.
Yeah,
okay.
correct.
So that's how he loses weight in about, let's say, 3 weeks or something.
Yeah.
Fair. तो उस दौरान आपको एक सफोकेटिंग जगह चाहिए जहाँ वो है. एक ऐसी जगह चाहिए जहाँ आप अगर चिल्लाने की आवाजें आई तो आपको एटलीस्ट बिलीवेबिलिटी के हिसाब से लगे कि और कोई सुन ना पाएगा, मतलब कोई सुन नहीं पाएगा जो भी, अगर कोई चिल्लाए भी, क्योंकि एक इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया है. जब आप बाहर देखते हो उस जगह को तो आपको लगता है कि सब शटर डाउन है और कोई भी इंसान यहाँ टहल नहीं रहा और कोई भी रहता नहीं है वहाँ आसपास. So that again was an important thing in terms of the visual design to kind of, so there was a certain industrialness to the film, I think, visually. But if you're talking about the colors, like you said, the red light and all, then things like that were just coming out of the screenplay again. कि अगर एक वो red light वाला area जो है, emotionally जब झगड़ा करते हैं, एक fight होती है उन दोनों के बीच में, चित्रा किरदार के बीच में और महेंद्र प्रताप चौहान के बीच में, तो आपको समझ में नहीं आता है इफेक्टिवली कि ये सरियल है कि ये सच में हो रहा है कि ये मतलब एक इमेजिनेशन की बात है. सो वी वांटेड टू क्रिएट अ विजुअल स्पेस जो ऐसा हो कि, बिकॉज आई एम श्योर एवरी वुमन हैज इमेजिन्ड बीटिंग अ मैन, सो आई फेल्ट दैट इट शुड प्ले आउट इन सम सेंस लाइक दैट, कि ये आपकी इमेजिनेशन और रियलिटी अब आके मतलब साथ में मिल गए हैं. तो दैट्स हाउ दैट that thing was, and उसका लॉजिक ऐसे बिठा दिया था कि जब भी लाइट बंद की जाती है उस जगह पे तो लाल बत्ती शुरू हो जाती है. So that's how we had set that up in the film, to kind of give it some logic कि लाल कहाँ से होगा. That's where it came from. And you're talking about music, I think. So for me, what we had decided for the music of the film was कि हर किरदार के लिए एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट होगा. जैसे विवाह के लिए बेस गिटार था, चित्रा के लिए सिंबल्स थे, और किसी के लिए और एक कोई इंस्ट्रूमेंट था, और तो ऐसे 4-5, एक शेकर्स का भी इंस्ट्रूमेंट था जो एक किसी गिटार का इंस्ट्रूमेंट बन गया था पूरी फिल्म में. सो इट्स ऑलमोस्ट लाइक कि ये 4 अलग इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स आके एक म्यूजिक बनाते हैं हर सीन में, व्हिच इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट्स हैपनिंग विजुअली इन द फिल्म. सो इफ यू नोटिस नाउ, each character has a certain instrument which plays for them to mirror their emotional state in that scene, and then together it sounds like BGM, but actually it's like one instrument doing its own job. Other than that, since you mentioned the rock, yes, to my mind there was this hardness to the film. तब तो कबीर सिंह निकली नहीं थी जब हमने फिल्म बनाई थी, तो विभा तब 2 सिगरेट पी रही थी, तो ये मतलब फिर कबीर सिंह है, मुझे लगा अभी जिंदगी भर लोग बोलेंगे यार तुमने कबीर सिंह से कॉपी किया था, बट दैट्स नॉट वेयर वी वर गोइंग. दिस फिल्म वाज मेड ऑलरेडी बिफोर कबीर सिंह केम आउट. एंड हर स्मोकिंग 2 सिगरेट्स वाज आल्सो टू मिरर की बाहर तो वो लगती है कि बहुत ही एक ठहराव है उसमें, और वो क्रोध वोध कुछ नहीं है, मतलब एकदम आरामदायक जिंदगी कट रही है उसकी. बाहर से ऐसे लगती है वो, अगर आप उसको देखो तो चल रही है वो, मतलब घूम रही है, बात कर रही है, तो बहुत ही ऐसे एकदम क्वाइट काइंड ऑफ ह्यूमन बीइंग, बट अंदर उसके बहुत कुछ चल रहा है. तो दैट रॉक वाज आल्सो, इफ यू रियलाइज द विजुअल्स आर वेरी ब्यूटीफुल when the film starts, but the rock music is almost disturbing in a sense. So that's where you're coming from with the visual and the audio, to kind of choose those two things together in the film.
Alright, sir. We also know that you're based in Mumbai, but Tota Pataka Etamal is based in Delhi. So how did you go about the research of the city? And even in general, what is the research process a writer should conduct while establishing their setting?
I think what the most important thing for a writer is emotional research. We might have to request everyone to shut their mics, but okay. I think if there's anyone who's in charge of this, you can just shut everyone's mic and then I can unmute myself.
Yes, so you may continue.
Okay. So I think the most important research for a writer is emotional research. It's not as much, facts are important of course, but facts form the backdrop of your story. जैसे अगर आप एक सेक्स वर्कर की जिंदगी पे कहानी बना रहे हो, तो इमोशनल रिसर्च की एक सेक्स वर्कर की फीलिंग्स क्या है हर चीज के बारे में. जब एक आदमी आके कुछ बोलता है कि अच्छा ये डील है कि मैं ये पैसे दूंगा और ये किया जाएगा, और फिर उसको तोड़ के और कुछ करने की जबरदस्ती कोशिश करता है, तो उसको महसूस क्या होता है. और रोजाना तौर पर अगर ऐसी चीजें होती हैं तो इंसान को महसूस क्या होता है. और व्हाट्स इंटरेस्टिंग इज कि मर्द और औरत को दोनों को इसी सिचुएशन में सिमिलर ही फीलिंग रहेगी. अगर कोई आपके ऊपर कुछ कर रहा है, अत्याचार कर रहा है किसी भी किस्म का, इट्स नॉट अ जेंडर बेस्ड थिंग. वो मर्द अगर उस स्टेट, अगर एक जेल है जहां सिर्फ मर्द है और 1-2 मर्द और किसी मर्द को कुछ कर रहे हैं, तो उस मर्द को भी यही महसूस होगा. सो इट्स अ बिट ऑफ अ जेंडर फ्री आइडिया, but I think the research that's important for a writer is to understand the emotional landscape of the world. अगर आपका किरदार एक क्रिकेटर है, तो फिर एक क्रिकेटर की जिंदगी में क्या उतार चढ़ाव आते हैं इमोशनली. So understanding, I think if you look at research as emotional research, that's a really good thing for a writer, I think. जैसे हमारे लिए अभी टोटा पटाका में you ask, it's not my city, that's a fact. तो अदिति, who's the DOP of the film, is from Noida and she spent a whole childhood there. और हमने जो एक्टर्स को कास्ट किए थे, विभा has also spent her entire childhood in Delhi. So that's wow, I'm forgetting her name here. Shalini Vats, imagine. So Shalini Vats has lived in Delhi. She's done her college in Delhi. She was from Patna initially. तो मुझे जितना नहीं पता था उनको उतना पता था. So that's how the film worked. Because मुझे अगर कोई भी चीज पूछनी थी तो मैं हमेशा उनसे पूछता था कि अगर इन लोगों ने ये जिंदगी जी है, मैंने नहीं जी है, मैं बाहर से आया हूँ, मैंने देखा है, और शायद क्योंकि मैं बाहर से आया हूँ तो मुझे मैं चौंक जाता हूँ कुछ चीजें देख के, और इसलिए मुझे लगता है कि मुझे इसके बारे में कुछ कहना चाहिए. आमतौर पे क्या होता है कि अगर आपको किसी चीज की आदत हो जाती है तो फिर वो चीज आपके ऊपर हावी हो जाती है और आपको फिर कुछ भी रिवोल्ट करने की जरूरत महसूस नहीं होती मेरे हिसाब से. समटाइम्स व्हेन यू कम फ्रॉम आउटसाइड यू फील the need to do something or say something, and then if you spend enough time there तो आपके अंदर भी फिर वो चीज normalize हो जाती है. So I think I ended up making the film only because I'm an outsider to the city. But we used the information and the feelings or the emotional research from people who have lived their life in that situation in the city. And that's how I was able to combine both, even though I'm not from the city, to write the screenplay.
Sir, even when you bring out the helplessness that women face in Tikri and the rage which they have in Tota Pataka. So, when you as a man are writing, telling stories of women, what kind of sources would you refer to? Is it relying on personal experiences most of the time?
We can't rely on personal experience because I haven't had those experiences, and even if I would have, I would not feel the same way that a woman would in that situation, or the person who's going through that would. All I can, or as I said, all I can understand is, I think if you reverse the world, अगर इसी क्षण में हमने world को reverse कर दिया और औरतों को physically मर्दों से बहुत ज़्यादा powerful बना दिया, तो अगले 10 दिन में और या 1 महीने में सब मर्दों को समझ में आ जाएगी औरतें क्या महसूस करती हैं. इसमें कुछ मतलब it's not, that's why I think it's not such a gender based thing. So that's why I'm able to write these stories, because every one of us has felt subjugated in some point in our life. अगर मैं राइटर हूं तो अगर मैं राइटर के तौर पे फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में काम करने की कोशिश करता हूं तो मैं माइनॉरिटी में हूं और मैं कम पावरफुल पोजीशन में हूं. तो जब लोगों का दबाव आएगा मेरे ऊपर और मेरी राइटिंग के ऊपर या मेरी चीजों के ऊपर और मुझे जो मायूसी महसूस होगी, वही मायूसी हर इंसान एक सब्जुगेटेड पोजीशन में महसूस करता है, अलग अलग डिग्रीज में. So I don't think that I've never tried to understand the mind. Like sometimes if people say that you've written a woman character really well, to my mind, I've just written that person as a human being. I have not tried to write them as a woman. I've constantly just written them as human beings. And then the people who enact them are actually women. So they are bringing life to that character. So that's how if it seems believable, then that's how it seems believable. Because I don't go in there trying to write a woman or a man. I'm just trying to write, and that's the beauty of writing. Ki you realize over time that human beings are very similar. All human beings, despite gender and despite social conditioning and despite, at the core we are very very similar. हमको दर्द ऐसे ही महसूस होता है, खुशी भी ऐसी महसूस होती है. So that's basically how I see it.
Sir, how important is proper training for a director, and how should one go about it? As in, is doing a course essential, or does learning hands-on have a better impact on a person?
I think it just depends on what you want. I think doing a course has its own advantages, and learning on your own also has its own advantages. So I don't know how to, like, I think this is like one of those बहुत ही मतलब हजारों बार हर फिल्म मेकर ने ये क्वेश्चन का जवाब दिया है, उसका असल में कोई जवाब है ही नहीं ना. बिकॉज इट्स लिटरली लाइक हम यहाँ पे बैठ के हम कॉलेज में आए ही क्यों हैं, जब आप हर चीज आप यूट्यूब पे सीख सकते हो. तो दैट्स बेसिकली इट. व्हाट डू यू फील द एडवांटेज ऑफ फॉर्मलाइज्ड ट्रेनिंग इज, एंड व्हाट डू यू फील, it depends on you. If you are motivated enough to learn yourself, then you can learn yourself. 95% of humanity is not motivated enough to learn everything themselves, so then they come to a film school. Formalized education में कोई सोच के और एक स्ट्रेटेजिकली एक चीज को पढ़ा रहा है, तो आप वो स्टेज बाय स्टेज आपको सिखा रहे हैं, जो उनके पास वो एक्सपीरियंस है समझने के लिए कि कौन से स्टेज पे कौन सी चीज पढ़ाई जाए, ताकि इंसान को ज्यादा ना लगे और फिर ओवरवेल्म ना हो जाए इंसान. अगर आप खुद घुस जाते हो उसमें तो आपको नहीं पता होगा कि कौन सी चीज आप किस वक्त पे अंदर ले सकते हो, तो थोड़ा जंबल हो जाता है अंदर. फिर आप then you find your way over time. So I feel that there is no set way. There is no real answer to this question. They're both okay.
Sir, how much
and
of
I wonder
direction...
I actually wonder why do we even seek the answer to this question. That's something that I've always tried to understand. कि हम इस चीज का जवाब ढूंढ क्यों रहे हैं कि क्या पढ़ना अच्छा है फॉर्मली या अपने आप सीखना अच्छा है. करना सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है, तो आप यहाँ करो या वहां करो, आप कर नहीं रहे हो तो दोनों चीजों का फायदा नहीं.
Sir, along similar lines, how much of direction is technique and how much of it is intuition?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Because I have gone by instinct and intuition on everything. So I don't know. And because all the questions you're asking me are very generalized, na? Because it's not about what I am feeling. It's about how is it in life. That I'll never be able to answer. मतलब वो तो चीजें मैं अभी 40 का होने वाला हूँ, मैं अब तक मुझे उन चीजों के जवाब नहीं है. I can only say that I go by intuition and instinct because I have not learned filmmaking formally. I have only learned screenwriting formally.
Sir, your movies espouse some very radical approaches when tackling issues such as rape. So, how can we view it in a practical setting, and what message do you aim to give to the audience?
Sorry, but I don't understand the question.
So, like for example, when you are tackling issues like rape, so in Tota Pataka Item Mal, it is a very radical approach wherein like we are inverting gender norms of sorts, and we are viewing, I mean, sort of viewing how it would be, the situation would be if women do the same things to men which men do to women. So, although
Right.
it's a film, but still, film has very real repercussions. So, how are we supposed to view this issue in a practical scenario? And what message should we be taking from here?
I think the message. Okay, let me ask you now, because if I make a film and then I still talk about my own message, then I shouldn't have made the film. So let me ask you, what message did you get by the end of the film? That's really important to me. What did you feel by the end of the film?
Me, sir?
Hmm.
Okay, so like I said, I saw it more as an inversion of the social constructs, and how I mean, it's more like if the power were to be in the women's hands, then the men would also sort of feel the same kind of fear, and they would be forced into thinking how hard things are for us. However, is this, like, my question end of the day is that, is the solution to violence only? Are we supposed to combat one form of fear by introducing another form of fear?
So what did you feel by the end of the film? That's why I asked you that question. Did you feel that the end of the film was saying that violence should be combated by violence?
Sir, sort of, yes. I wanted to, that's why I know your viewpoint on it. For even if it's not me, I mean, when we were discussing this yesterday at night, we were like, the film society people were discussing about the movie, and this is what our central debate was about, like, how are we supposed to view the movie at the end of the day? I mean, the struggles of the women are definitely brought forward. However, how are we supposed to view this in a practical scenario, in a real life scenario?
No, so my only thing is that for me, the whole film was that last shot of Vibha sitting on the toilet and crying. So to my mind, I have not said that women should go and do this to men. In fact, I've said exactly the opposite. I've said that if we walk down these roads with each other and treat each other as the other time and again, and walk down these roads, then we will probably be left feeling less satisfied than we were before we walked down that road. So that, because if you look at Tota Pataka for without the ending, then that film is actually not, there's no point to that film only. The whole point to that film is that you reach the ending of it. It's like if Rang De Basanti for somebody is everything but the ending of the film, then the filmmaker has wasted his entire year on the film. Because then Rang De Basanti is just about people having fun and singing songs and getting into relationships and going around Delhi and looking around. But Rang De Basanti is the last 10 minutes of a 3-hour film. Correct? I mean, other than that last 15 minutes of Rang De Basanti, what's the point of the film? Or any other film. Like if Romeo and Juliet, you take out the ending of Romeo and Juliet from the film, then Romeo and Juliet is a rom-com. The Student of the Year and Romeo and Juliet are not very different, because it's just a nice, sweet story, happy story of, I mean, Student of the Year is not the greatest example, but you know what I mean. My point is that the ending of the film, it's like when you're looking at the theorem and you're proving a theorem on a board. When you prove the theorem and you get that equal to sign at the end is the entire point of that, to my mind. And I see cinema like that only. So that's, for me, in fact, Tota Pataka was just about what Shalini's character feels when she sits on that pot at the end in that women's toilet and is crying and pours her heart out. I don't have an intellectual, I'm not able to talk about it intellectually, because the point of not, like if I wanted to have an intellectual debate on this, or that was something that excited me, then I would start a Facebook thread or like a community or a group. But what I want is for people to feel something. So that's why I made a film, which is a fictional film and not a documentary of sorts, or not a Facebook post or a discussion. So for me, it's just important to know what people felt, and I can talk about what I wanted people to feel. But that's all. Like, I can't really talk about the practical part of it, because I feel that neither am I an activist, and nor am I a woman in Delhi. So who am I to really talk about practically what women should be doing? I feel it's not my place to really, it's like me telling sex workers, why don't you revolt against, like Tikli was never made for sex workers. I hope that no sex worker sees it and thinks that I made it for her, because it's not, it's actually made for everyone who's not as unfortunate, who's complaining about their life and saying that it's so difficult to handle patriarchy. Look at how these women can do it. If you can see this in a story, like for example, when you see Lagan, I'm not in ancient India and I'm not a villager, but why does Lagan make me feel better about going to my workplace the next day and fighting my troubles? Or why does the Munna Bhai make me feel that way? Because it does that at some level. Stories do that. So I feel that even with Tota Pataka, for me, what was really important was to get people to feel what you might feel if you walk down the path of revenge, or if you walk down the path of being on a moral, on a higher ground from anyone else, or if you try to play God in any way. And of course, I feel that if there was a man, if it was a man's story and we written from a man's point of view, maybe it wouldn't have reached the same place that Vibha had at the end of the film. But because she is a woman, and so she is more sensitive, she is more introspective about things, and so she reaches that position. So she was not happy. Like, she actually was better off before she had started this. And so my point definitely is that आपके अंदर जो गुस्सा है, जो क्रोध है, उसको आप अगर ऐसे दुनिया पे निकाल देंगे, तो it's only going to make you also feel worse and someone else also in a worse position than you are. And that's exactly what the film is trying to say for me. But that's why I don't like to say it like this, because then I feel कि अगर मैं बोल दूं, तो फिर तो मेरी आवाज फिल्म में डालनी पड़ेगी ना मुझे, कि भाई ये मैं ये कह रहा हूँ, तो फिर मैंने फिल्म क्यों बनाई? फिर तो मेरी कमेंट्री की जरूरत है फिल्म में, जो जरूरत नहीं होनी चाहिए. इसलिए it's really important for me to know what other people have felt. That's all.
Sir, there are a lot of students who are trying their hand at filmmaking. However, they are not able to produce great results because of a lack of budget, for instance. So if you are on a limited budget, then how should you, like, what aspects of filmmaking should your focus be on?
So I think the good thing is that creativity is free. Like, there's no money involved in it. So if you try to if you find really good actors to perform, and if you're just observing really good actors performing a really good script, then cinema is basic, can be just that. It doesn't need to be too much more than that. So to my mind, writing a really good screenplay has nothing to do with the money, fortunately. And casting really good actors, fortunately in our country, does not have too much to do with money. Like, you can get actors who are as talented as an Irfan Khan, or as talented as a Nasiruddin Shah also, who have not gotten enough work, because there are so many good actors in our country, and that's why so many filmmakers are able to find new actors who nobody has seen before that, but they're such good actors, because इतने लोग हैं यार, इतने talented कलाकार हैं हमारे देश में, fortunately. So I feel like focusing on those things becomes, like, if you become a filmmaker thinking that the technique or the tools, the physical tools of filmmaking is what filmmaking is about, then it becomes about the money. But if for you filmmaking is about just telling a story as simply as you can, then I think the money, it's not that expensive to make films. Like, we're able to make films for a really, really controlled budget. So I think focusing on the creativity instead of the technique, and instead of the tools, the physical tools of filmmaking so much helps us. जैसे अगर आप एक एडवर्टाइजमेंट को देखेंगे, जब एड फिल्माई जाती है तो उसमें इतने शॉट्स लगाए जाते हैं, हर शॉट में. अगर 30 सेकंड की एड है तो उसमें 30 शॉट तो या 20 शॉट तो आपको मिल जाएंगे. लेकिन हमारी फिल्मों में हम 14 मिनट का सीन सिर्फ 2 कैमरा को साथ में रख के उसको लाइव, मतलब बस एक्टर्स अपना काम करते थे, हम उसको शूट करते हैं. So it was an observational style of shooting. So it becomes so much faster to shoot things like that, and it becomes so much cheaper to shoot things like that, because आपके पास हर सीन में आपको वो एक ही शॉट है, वो 2 कैमरा पे, और तो आपका फोकस सिर्फ सब क्रिएटिव चीजों पे ही चले जाता है. ऐसा नहीं कि अभी ये एंगल मिस हो गया, वो एंगल मिस हो गया, ये लेना बाकी है, वो लेना बाकी है, तो फिर आपका दिमाग हमेशा वो टेक्निक में फंसा रहता है. So to my mind, that really helps if you can free yourself of too much technique. But again, this is my voice. There is no objective way of filmmaking. That's the good thing. कि अगर आप स्वाति फिल्म बनाओगे तो आप शायद एक अलग सिरे से आओगे. अगर आपकी रुचि म्यूजिक में है तो फिर आप वहां से आओगे फिल्म मेकिंग में. मेरी रुचि राइटिंग में थी तो मैं वहां से आया हूँ, और किसी की रुचि विजुअल में है तो वहां से आएंगे. So filmmaking in that sense is really interesting, because people come from various places and they inform that work of art with जहां से वो आए हैं और उनकी जो जर्नी रही है वहां से. So that's how I see it.
Sir, I mean, by this interview, it's very evident to me that you value the actors and their, like, you place a lot of value at the actors itself. So, how was the actor-director relationship on set with respect to both the movies? I mean, was there room for improvisation? Did the actors bring in their inputs and their own flavor? Or was it more of what you envisaged at the beginning of the film?
I think what happens is when you're working with actors and you fixed your actors about 6 months before you're making the film, then there aren't too many surprises for anyone. It's not like the actor is surprised about, अरे इसको ऐसे करना है, ऐसा नहीं है, और मेरे लिए भी ऐसा नहीं है, ये actor अच्छा ऐसे सोच रहा था. So all those things, I think when people have not made films yet, they feel that filmmaking is about people reaching the set and then discussing things. It's not actually. 90% of the filmmaking is done before you reach that set. So अगर कोई भी difference of point of view है कोई भी scene को लेके, mostly in a healthy work environment it is discussed before. It's almost like कि आपको दो लोग को शादी के बाद बच्चे पैदा करने की नहीं, वो उन्होंने कभी बात ही नहीं की और शादी कर ली. I think that's almost impossible, ना. यहाँ के आपको मतलब शादी के बाद दोनों को काम करना है, दोनों एक वेजिटेरियन रहेगा एक नॉन वेजिटेरियन रहेगा जिंदगी भर, ये सब चीजें तो आप शादी के पहले डिस्कस कर लेते हो मोस्टली इन अ हेल्दी रिलेशनशिप. सो आई थिंक फिल्म मेकिंग इज लाइक दैट. इट्स नॉट लाइक कि आप पहुंच गए पंडाल में और फिर शादी हो गई और अब बात करना शुरू कर दिया कि भाई कि मतलब क्या करना है आगे की जिंदगी में, फिर तो मतलब झगड़े ही होंगे. सो इन एनी हेल्दी फिल्म आई थिंक वन हैज आल्सो वर्कशॉप ऑल द सीन्स, वन हैज वर्कशॉप द कैरेक्टर्स पॉइंट्स ऑफ व्यू, कि वो कैरेक्टर की स्टैंडिंग कहाँ है जिंदगी में, कहाँ से जिंदगी को देख रहे हैं. All those things have already been discussed. So then we don't end up having these spaces where suddenly now we are at the set and the actors seeing it differently and I am seeing it differently. But if your question is about improvisation, I myself push people to improvise. तो मैं खुद ही जाके हर फिल्म में अगर दो लोग हैं सीन पे तो मैं किसी एक को कान में कुछ ऐसा बोल दूंगा और फिर वो सीन में कुछ नया कर देंगे और दूसरे वाले को पता नहीं है और फिर वो रिएक्ट करेगा. So that is my way of filmmaking. That's what I do all the time. And that's what makes it natural. Like if you feel any performance is natural in the film, it's because हर एक टेक में मैं कुछ अलग करा देता हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि अगर यही चीज मैं आपको 2 बार बोलूंगी यही सेंटेंस तो फिर वो फेक हो जाएगी, क्योंकि मेरे दिमाग को मालूम है मैं अगला क्या शब्द बोलने वाला हूँ. So in that state, automatically even the best actor in the world cannot deliver lines with a certain naturalness. It's very difficult unless they themselves improvise or the director keeps throwing in small things to improvise. जैसे आपने टिकली और लक्ष्मी बॉम्ब में जब वो लोग पुलिस स्टेशन में थे तो पीछे जो खड़ी है समचो उसके नाक में वो बीड़ी घुसा देती है और उसको छींक आ जाती है. You remember this? So that was an improvisation. So because she sneezes in the middle of this very heavy and sad, like depressing scene, everyone has to react. For example, यहाँ तो जब वो लोग मरीन ड्राइव पे औरतें बैठी हुई हैं और बात कर रही हैं, जब पूरा सक्सेस मतलब they reach a certain point of success with their system, और वो ट्रेन में गाने वाने के बाद, ट्रेन में जाने के बाद, दारू पीने के बाद फिर वो लोग जाते हैं और मरीन ड्राइव पे सब लड़कियां बैठी हुई और बात कर रही हैं दूसरे के साथ. तो एक लड़की ने असल में दारू पी रही थी, बिकॉज ये मेरा इंस्ट्रक्शन था कि विदाउट कोई भी चीज हम एक्टिंग में नहीं करेंगे. अगर कोई यू डोंट हैव टू गेट ड्रंक बट यू हैव टू हैव अ कपल ऑफ पेग्स ऑफ अल्कोहल. तो ये सब बातें हमने पहले एक्टर से पूछ ली थी कि भाई आपको पीने में कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं है. फिर ऐसे ही कास्ट किया था कि किसी वजह से प्रॉब्लम ना हो जाए लास्ट में. सो देन वन ऑफ द एक्टर्स हैड टू मच अल्कोहल बिकॉज मेरे वो कंट्रोल में नहीं था. वो दारू की बोतल उसके पास ही थी, तो शाम से चालू ही हो गया था. तो जब हम पहुंचे वहां तो उसकी तो हालत बहुत ही खराब थी, उससे डायलॉग बोले ही जा रहे थे. तो मैंने उसको बोला कि आप यहाँ लेट जाओ और आप सिर्फ टिकली और लक्ष्मी बॉम्ब गैंग बोलो. तो वो सीन में वो सिर्फ वही बोलती. अब उसने एक बार 18 बार बोल दिया तो सब एक्टर्स इरिटेट हो गए यार ये सारा टाइम वही बोलते जा रही है, तो हम अपना डायलॉग कैसे बोले. तो मैंने उसको बोला राखी आप 4 बार बोल सकती हो, आप याद कर सकोगे. उसने बोला हाँ. बोला 4 बार बोलना है, तो 4 बार उसने बोला. तो जब भी वो बोल रही थी सीन में टिकली एंड लक्ष्मी बॉम्ब गैंग, तो कोई ना कोई उस पर रिएक्ट कर देता था. और अगर आप सीन देखोगे फिर से तो एंड में भी चित्रा उसको फाइनली बोलती है कि हाँ ठीक है चलो लेट्स गो. सो चित्रा रिएक्ट्स टू हर ईच टाइम शी सेज दैट. सो आई थिंक दैट improvisation has been a style that has been like I actually like improvisation. So in fact if actors come and tell me that they want to improvise, मुझे तो बड़ी खुशी होगी, मुझे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. And I think like any middle class person we are only able to have fun once we have done all the hard work. So I have to prepare for the film. मैं बहुत ही ओवर प्रिपेयर कर देता हूँ और फिर मैं जाके वहाँ मस्ती कर सकता हूँ, इम्प्रोवाइज कर सकता हूँ. बट बिना प्रिपेयर किए मैं पहुंच नहीं सकता सेट पे. तो मेरे दिमाग में हर एक चीज क्रिस्टल क्लियर होनी चाहिए, उसके बाद फिर मस्ती हो सकती है, चीजें चेंज कर सकते हैं. बट मैं वो नहीं कर पाऊंगा कि कुछ डायरेक्टर्स में जानता हूँ वो सीधा सेट पे पहुंच के सीधा इम्प्रोवाइज करने लग जाते हैं, सीन ही बदल जाते हैं और फिर फिल्म जो आती है वो फिल्म ही अलग फिल्म हो जाती है। ये मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा। वो मेरे आई थिंक वो मिडिल क्लास अपब्रिंगिंग अब तक अंदर बहुत ही है कि भाई जो प्रॉमिस किया गया है सबको वो देना पड़ेगा, डिलीवर करना पड़ेगा ऐसा।
I think that marks the end of my questions. Now we have to open the floor for questions. So the audience can either write their questions on the chat box or you can raise hands and you will be given a chance to ask your questions. Sir, thank you so much. That was a riveting discussion and I think a lot of my doubts have been definitely answered. Nitesh Kumar has asked, sir, please tell us how to write a character, the outer and inner life.
Okay. I think it again all comes from the premise of the film. जैसे अगर आपको भुवन की इनर लाइफ के बारे में लिखना है और आप लगान लिखने निकल पड़े हो तो फिर आपको उस प्रेमिस के हिसाब से लिखना पड़ेगा कि भुवन की इनर लाइफ तो कुछ भी हो सकती थी, बट उसकी इनर लाइफ इन रिलेशन टू द प्रेमिस ऑफ द फिल्म क्या है। अगर फिल्म का मसला ये है कि एक विलेजर जाके ब्रिटिशर्स के अगेंस्ट एक चैलेंज उठा लेता है कि मैं अगर हम जीत जाएं क्रिकेट खेलने में तो फिर 3 साल का लगान माफ किया जाएगा और हार जाए तो 3 साल का बढ़ा दिया जाएगा, 3 गुना बढ़ जाएगा। तो ये प्रेमिस है फिल्म का, ये मसला है, कोर मसला। तो भुवन की इनर जर्नी फिर आप लिखोगे उस मसले के रिलेशन में, क्योंकि उसकी बाकी जिंदगी में क्या हो रहा है इनर जर्नी का हमको कोई फायदा नहीं है, हमको लेना देना नहीं है उस चीज से। So that's how you write the inner journey of a character. It's always in relation to the premise of the film. जैसे मुन्ना भाई का भी अगर आप किरदार लिख रहे हो तो it will be all in relation to the premise that he is going to now go and try to get into a medical school, and everything to do with his nature will come into play only to do with that premise, and that's how you end up working on the inner journey of a character. Are these questions in the chat? Then I can also read them so that I'm not missing anything.
Yes, sir. They are on the. I mean, some of them are on the chat box. Some of them want to ask. We have Preeti who wants to ask a question. Go ahead, Preeti.
Hello, sir.
Sure.
Currently, I'm passionate for filmmaking and I'm doing short films. So it's I'm very comfortable doing short films all alone. Experiment with the team and it doesn't go really well. Like I'm they're in a different. I'm doing a bigger film, like maybe a feature film or maybe a longer film. This will not work ultimately. This will not work ultimately that I'm doing everything in the film. So what has your experience been when forming a team and getting the cinematographers or getting the editors or everybody in line and just giving them that ideology of the film and working with it?
I think it is I think people, as long as you listen to what they have to say genuinely and they feel you're not faking it, I think human beings don't mind letting one person lead. And genuinely, like you can genuinely get people to lead if you're listening to their suggestions. So I think what we do is that we listen to everyone's perspective. वो ये सुनो सबकी करो मन की वाला है, बट वो सुनो सबकी भी बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है और करो मन की भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। आप दोनों में से एक भी चीज झुटला के नहीं कर सकते, तो आपको सच्चे दिल से ही करनी पड़ेगी दोनों चीजें। अगर आप दोनों चीजें सच्चे दिल से करोगे तो फिर यू आर फाइन, एंड यू कैन मेक आउट ना, पीपल कैन मेक आउट व्हेन दे वर्किंग विद यू कि अगर ये 90% ऑफ द टाइम सुनता है लेकिन कुछ लेता नहीं अंदर, तो उनको समझ में आ जाएगा, क्योंकि आप 50 दिन के लिए साथ में, जैसे टिकली 55 दिन का शूट था, अब तो मेरी फिल्म 20 दिन में खत्म हो जाती है, क्योंकि मैं तब हमने 4 घंटे की फिल्म बना ली थी पहले, फिर उसको काट के उसको 2.5 घंटे। सो द पॉइंट इज कि इतने दिनों में आपको समझ में आ जाता है कि अगर कोई झूठ बोल रहा है, तो हर बार सुनता है लेकिन कुछ अंदर लेता नहीं, तो आपको समझ में आ जाएगा। But also people really need someone to be very clear about, if you are not clear about what you want, then the film will just fall, because there is so much need for clarity on every minute of that shoot from somebody. So I feel that it's a bit like that. That's how you get people, as you said, in line. I don't know whether I'm getting people in line really, but that's how you get people to agree on what to do on an everyday basis. That you should have 100% clarity and you should genuinely listen to suggestions from people and take in what you feel works in your plan. And of course, open to improvisation and open to surprises. Sometimes someone may say something that you've not thought of, which is better than what you've thought of. then you should be able to take it in. You should have the open-mindedness to take it in. But again, all in service of the script. Na? The script becomes the master, not me. So we are all in service of the script, and that becomes a good way to play it or to work at it. It's not कि सब मेरी सुनो. हम script को और उस scene को to bring it alive. What all do we need to do together? So then that becomes a good way of dealing with it, instead of it being कि मुझे जो चाहिए वो आप करो. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Aryan Mishra
You're welcome.
writes, what is the role of editor? What is the role of the editor, and are you hands-on on the editing process?
I'm not hands-on. So the first entire cut of the film comes from the editor. मैं देखता ही नहीं हूँ क्या हो रहा है. मैं 45 days के लिए चले जाता हूँ कहीं और कुछ करता हूँ और मुझे first cut मिलता है film का. अब ये many directors don't do this. I like to do this because I feel that the editor otherwise doesn't have a voice only in the film. So after the editor's first cut, then I come in and then we make certain changes. But I can say mostly in all our films, editor के first cut से maximum 30% शायद change होगा, maximum over the next 5-6 cuts of the film. But उससे ज़्यादा नहीं. So 70% mostly the film remains the editor's draft only. And that 30% of a lot of my job, it's a very strange relationship, but a lot of my job on the films has been to cut it short. It should be the other way around. I should be saying कि भाई मत काटो और editor बोल रहा है इसको काटना है. ऐसा नहीं, उल्टा हो गया हमारे साथ. So I come in later and I start making it shorter or cutting out things that I don't think are necessary, and maybe that's also because the editor sometimes feels कि भाई पता नहीं पहले draft में तो मैं सब दे दूं इनको. ऐसा नहीं कि मैंने सभी काट दिया है फिर उनको समझ में नहीं आएगा कि था क्या और था क्या नहीं था. So I also get probably a longer cut in the first cut every time, and then it becomes more about starting to make it shorter and crisper and tighter over time. So I'm not part of the first draft at all. That the editor does themselves. And I normally am not that kind of filmmaker जो आके बोलता है अरे वहाँ का वो shot कैसा है. अगर तुम उसको ऐसे देख रहे हो वो मेरे लिए चल रहा है तो it's fine for me. I don't obsess about अरे वो मेरा वाला shot और मेरा वाला. If it's working now in the context of something, if it's not working is when then I start thinking अच्छा we've done another take of this and I remember कि हमने एक अलग take किया था इसका अलग तरीके से किया था ये. So let's use that instead. But if it's working, then I don't normally, it doesn't become about, मैंने तो ऐसे देखा था फिल्म को. ऐसा नहीं है. It has to work at that point for the emotion of the scene again.
Thank you, sir. Aditya Chaya wants to ask a question, I think. Are you there?
Yeah. Actually, my question was, sir, when you are writing, or like when you started learning formally script writing, like when did you know that you could direct? Like how do you manage your writer's hat and your director's hat? Like how do you know when to do what?
I don't know, yeah. I think it just comes instinctively. I really don't know the answer to this question. One day I just decided that I should make a film. It's really that random. So I don't know, man. And I'd never directed anything before that. Particularly Lakshman was the first thing I'd ever directed in my life. Especially between people who are talking to each other. तो कभी नहीं किया था कुछ भी. तो actors के साथ कभी बात नहीं की थी, कभी interact नहीं किया था ऐसे. तो it was a very new thing for me. So I think one day I just decided कि film बनानी है. And that's why I think that to make any form of art, you really need to be slightly dumb. मतलब अगर आपको हर साइड बहुत intelligent है तो आप कभी बनाओगे नहीं कुछ. That's how I see it. Because I don't think so much about, जैसे कि अगर मैं उठूं नींद से और मुझे लगता है कि आज मैं एक महेंद्र प्रताप नाम के इंसान को या विनय शर्मा को, जो मेरा दोस्त भी है, मतलब दोस्त भी बन गया था तब तक, मैं उसको आज जाके ऐसे शूट करने वाला हूँ कि वो नंगा लेटा हुआ है और रेड लाइट है और उसके ऊपर एक रॉड है और हम ये रॉड टू हिज, इफ आई थिंक अबाउट दैट तो मैं जा ही नहीं पाऊंगा सेट पे. I just don't think too much, and I think that has become a good thing. मतलब कि एक लेवल तक एनालिसिस करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है जो मैं करता हूँ. एक लेवल तक इंट्रोस्पेक्शन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, वो तो मैं बहुत ही करता हूँ आई थिंक एज अ पर्सन. बट एक लेवल के बाद करना इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट देन सोचना. एंड आई थिंक इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू डू दैट देन यू जस्ट कांट मेक फिल्म्स, बिकॉज आई नो सो मेनी पीपल जो सोचने में इतना वो स्ट्रेस हो जाते हैं कि फिर वो एक्शन निकलता ही नहीं है बॉडी से बाहर, वो अंदर ही हो जाता है. दैट्स कॉल्ड द न्यूरोटिक माइंड, which we all have. I'm sure all of us are fairly neurotic in a sense. But the way to break free of that neurosis is to act, to actually do things. And I think that it helps me that I don't overthink. And I think that's how I've been able to make these films also. I would have been so uncomfortable going and shooting those scenes कि मैं कर ही नहीं पाता. For me it's really like वो एक childlike mind हर जगह आ जाता है. Sounds very strange to say कि childlike mind जाके एक rape scene shoot कर रहा है. It's a very strange thing to say, but it is really childlike in my mind. It's not. I'm not thinking constantly about the fact कि अरे आज एक rape scene shoot हो रहा है. I'm not thinking that. I'm going to work to do something I really like doing in as an art form. And because it's so simple in my mind, I'm able to do things. Otherwise, I would not be able to. मुझे ही मतलब बहुत दिक्कत हो जाती है वो शूट करने, कर ही नहीं पाता मैं emotionally.
Thank you, sir, for your answer.
I don't know if this is an answer, but
No, yeah.
What happens with me?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. We move on to Geetu Katyal's question. She is asking what type of dialogue we should prefer while we are writing a script, long dialogues or short dialogues?
आप गलत इंसान को पूछ रहे हो, मेरे तो सभी लॉन्ग डायलॉग्स हैं. तो मैं इनफैक्ट जब मैम ने कहा कि डेफिनिंग साइलेंस, मैं सोच रहा था कि मेरी फिल्म में तो साइलेंस है ही नहीं है, सब बहुत ही बात करते हैं, मतलब लाइक मी. So I was very happy that someone felt that my film had a deafening silence in it, and I'll remember it for life now. कि किसी ने तो बोला था कि मेरी फिल्म में deafening silence, मेरे लिए तो मतलब it's really like too much talking. Yeah, but I think it just depends. I don't prefer long or short or anything. I think I really like films which have very less dialogue, and I think I like them because I am not like them. It's like when you are an extrovert, you still really like introverts, ना? Because आप ऐसे नहीं हो, आप ऐसे बन नहीं पाओ. But also when you are an extrovert, you like other extroverts because वो एक it becomes like a brotherhood because you understand people who talk a lot and want to express themselves a lot, and you can understand that emotion and you can empathize with it. So I think it's both ways in some sense, which is why I like films that have less dialogue, and I also like films that talk a lot. Like Tarantino's films have much more dialogue than my films. They just go on and on and on before they really get to the point of the scene. And you can't make out only what was the point of the scene. By the time the point of the scene comes in, the point of the scene is a surprise. अरे अच्छा ऐसा, because इतना मतलब time pass चल रहा है तब तक you don't, and that's the way it works for the intrigue works like that in all his scenes. So it depends. I end up liking both kinds of films. So I don't think there's any fixed thing. As long as you're writing characters, जैसे अगर आप Pulp Fiction देख रहे हो और Pulp Fiction के beginning में एक couple है जो दोनों क्रिमिनल्स हैं और दोनों के पास गन्स है और दोनों बात कर रहे हैं, वो दोनों बातूनी इंसान हैं, तो आप क्या करोगे अभी? तो the characters are characterized like that, so then it works. Those dialogues work for them because they are those kind of characters. So I think it all just has to come out of the character. So there's no preference towards long or short dialogue at all. One thing I can tell you is that normally when people talk in a film, they don't talk in grammatical sentences. So that if you can break up a little once in a way, that's a good thing. कि अगर आपने एक fully constructed grammatical sentence लिखी है तो उसमें से ands निकाल दो, adjectives निकाल दो, दो तीन मतलब काफी चीजें उनको तोड़ ताड़ के उसको बना दो. That becomes more natural than keeping it in a grammatically constructed sentence normally, because people talk more like that, like more by instinct than in formed sentences. So you can do one draft of dialogue which is formed sentences, and then do another draft of the dialogue where you cut out all the ands and becauses and all the the attaching parts and all the necessary perfectly grammatized sentences, and jumble it around a little, and then it becomes just more natural anyway. And also a lot of this is to do with the actors. They come and then I'm really open to actors coming and making things more easy to say. So if an actor comes and says कि अगर मैं इस चीज को ऐसे कहूँ तो मेरे लिए बहुत आसान हो रहा है और मुझे लग रहा है कि this is rolling off my tongue more easily, then that's absolutely fine. We never have any problem with that, unless there is a certain, जैसे टिकली जो रिक्शा में पहली बार लक्ष्मी को बोलती है, जो काफी डार्क है वो सीन, because we were supposed to shoot it on the main road, फिर suddenly last minute पे वो रिक्शा में लाइट नहीं लगाई थी, because the way it had been envisioned was कि main road पे जब भी कोई गाड़ी पास होगी तो lights will keep coming on their face, and that's a nice way to see that scene. But that scene where she tells her for the first time कि वो गंदा वाला feeling भी हमारा है, रोज रात वाला, that was written with a certain meter, so that उसमें एक भी word change नहीं किया गया. So that sometimes you write things which have a certain, जैसे कोई almost like a speech which has a certain meter to it. So then ideally you don't improvise too much, because there is a certain meter to that. So you don't mess with that, because otherwise, unless the actors sometimes can make the meter even better, which some actors are able to do, but not all actors. Most actors think they can, but they can't. They can't make the writing better. It's unfortunately just a fact. It's just like the writer cannot make the actor better. All writers must be thinking that हाँ मेरी lines है ना, उस वजह से actor इतना अच्छा है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. So it's the same thing. So if there are few writers, few actors who can actually make your metering also slightly better because उनको sense है वो इतने सालों से कर रहे हैं कि उनको sense है उस चीज का. So then you should have the I guess wisdom to listen to them when they're saying it.
Thank you, sir. I hope that answers
Welcome.
your question. Jayant's question now. How does one land a film on a streaming service like Netflix?
Make a good film. I don't know what to say, man. It's such a difficult thing because like a service like Netflix is also looking at so many things. It has to have talkability. Why don't we backtrack? जैसे मुझे पता नहीं because Netflix तो कभी बात नहीं करता हमसे इस सब चीजों के बारे में, but मैं भी guess कर रहा हूँ कि अगर आप Netflix पे बैठे हो और आपको ऐसी चीज बनानी है जो बहुत सारे लोग देखेंगे, तो अगर उसका नाम एक टिकली और लक्ष्मण नाम आता है आपके वो विंडो में, जब आप इतने विंडोज देख रहे हो, तो अगर आपने उसके बारे में कभी सुना ही नहीं है और नाम भी अतरंगी है और डायरेक्टर भी अतरंगी है और आप एक्टर्स को भी जानते नहीं होते, तो आप क्यों क्लिक करोगे? सो आई थिंक टॉकेबिलिटी बिकम्स वन थिंग कि क्या रिकॉल वैल्यू, अगर आपने कुछ तो वो फिल्म के बारे में सुना है और जो सुना है वो अच्छा सुना है, सो आई थिंक दैट बिकम्स एन इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग. जैसे जब इसीलिए फेस्टिवल्स के लिए फिल्में जाती हैं, जब आपने सुना है कि अच्छा ये फिल्म ने कोई फेस्टिवल में कुछ जीती है ये फिल्म, तो फिर आप शायद क्लिक करोगे, अरे वो सुना है कि ये बर्लिन में जीती है, देखते हैं क्या है. सो देन इट बिकम्स अबाउट दैट. यहाँ तो जैसे हमारा पोस्टर वायरल हो गया था, वो एक गन और कॉन्डोम है उस पे, तो वो पोस्टर वायरल हो गया था, तो आपको याद आता है कि अच्छा ये टिकली और लक्ष्मण ये पोस्टर तो मैंने देखा हुआ है पहले 6 महीने पहले, तो इस वजह से आप उस पर क्लिक करोगे. या तो फिर कोई एक्टर का चेहरा है जो आप जानते हो, जैसे आप जानते हो, जैसे टोटा पटाखा में शालिनी वत्स हाल ही में कांताबाई बन के आई थी सीक्रेट गेम्स में, तो वो हमारे लिए एडवांटेज की बात थी क्योंकि तभी सीक्रेट गेम्स रिलीज हुआ था और तभी वो काफी प्रसिद्ध हो गई थी वो कांताबाई के रोल में, जो नवाज के साथ हमेशा है सीक्रेट गेम्स में, जो भट्टी चलाती हैं दारू की. So that basically it came from there. So it depends. I think for Netflix also it becomes about, one is the quality of the film, obviously. The second is, does it look contemporary or not? Because everyone's trying to look and sound a certain way as a platform. So if your film looks like it was shot, now if you look at, there are some films which don't age well. Like when you look at Kuch Kuch Hota Hai now, जो sensibilities हैं performances की, अभी थोड़ा मुझे तो jarring लगती है. तब मैं रोता था वो film देख के जब मैं स्कूल में था. अब मैं film देखता हूँ तो मैं रोता हूँ, लेकिन अलग सिरे से रोता हूँ क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि क्या है ये. So some films in terms of performance, in terms of the way they're shot, they don't age really well. Some films age really well, like a film like Capernaum. If you all have seen it, Capernaum 20 years later also I'm sure will have aged really well, simply because they've made such natural performances. Ki cinema as an art form cannot have gone much further than that even 20 years later, unless we are only doing virtual reality films, and then that's a different ballgame. So I think some films age well, that also helps. So then I'm guessing that a platform ends up taking films that are contemporary looking and sounding. अगर आप past की भी कोई कहानी बना रहे हो, तो the way you made that film in your cinematic technique should be contemporary in some sense. So I think that's really important. So talkability, मतलब एक recall value कि आपने फिल्म के बारे में सुना है क्या, पहले क्या सुना है, that's important. फिल्म अच्छी है कि नहीं, but वो बहुत ही subjective चीज है, क्योंकि मतलब किसी के लिए सिम्बा अच्छी थी, किसी के लिए टिकली अच्छी नहीं है. So it just becomes a point of view. And I think contemporary, how contemporary is the film look and sound. So even music makes a big difference. Like the music in Tikli, I felt for that time 4 years ago was still quite interesting and contemporary. Now 10 years later, that music will not be contemporary. That's unfortunately how it is. When you use classical music, for example, 10 years later also it will be the same. It won't suddenly have sounded aged. But music also like that makes a difference, I think. But no one knows. The thing is कि no one knows कि how to get a film onto a platform because you don't know what they're looking for. जैसे अभी जब मैंने टिकली बनाई थी तब वो थोड़ा एजी कंटेंट ढूंढ रहे थे, तो उनको ऐसी फिल्में अच्छी लगती थी. अभी आजकल लॉकडाउन की वजह से हम सब अपने परिवार के साथ फिल्म देखते हैं एक ही टीवी पे, घर पे, नेटफ्लिक्स पे, तो फिर उस किस्म का कंटेंट लेने लग गए हैं लोग जो सब साथ में देख सकते हैं. इसलिए आप अभी हाल ही में उनके चॉइसेस को देखोगे तो एजीनेस सब मतलब चला गया है, वही पुरानी चीज हो गई. अभी सभी मतलब ऐसे पारिवारिक कंटेंट has started coming onto Netflix. Not exactly like that, but much more than it was 2-3 years ago. So it's very difficult to understand how to get your film onto that platform. मतलब after 2 films on, I also still don't know कि क्या चलेगा, क्या नहीं चलेगा. वो बोलेंगे भाई हमको नहीं चाहिए फिल्म, तो मैं क्या करूँगा. So that's also something we are all trying to figure out.
Thank you, sir. Jayant, I hope that answers your question. Now moving on to Shoaib Ahmed's question. Tikli and Lakshmi Bomb doesn't have many static shots. It seems like most of the shots are handheld. Is there a motive behind it?
Yeah, the motive was because we wanted that rawness, that kind of feeling of being on the street. And definitely कि आप रास्ते पे, the film had a lot of physical action and movement, so it was easier to do it if the whole language of the film was handled. Because normally अगर आप you can't suddenly make shots handled in the middle of the film, so it has to become the language of the film. So that was the choice that we took to keep it handled throughout.
Kartikeya Tiwari is asking, sir, what do you think about a middle class guy in the present scenario in the films?
Kartikeya, do you want to explain that question? What do I think about a middle class guy meaning? Explain. Swati, you're going to have to help Kartikeya a little, yeah?
Yeah, sure. You can either write Kartikeya or you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah, that's right. Because it will be easier for me to answer if I understand what he's trying to. How did you find Vinay Sharma? That's a nice question. I should answer that soon. Yeah.
He's
not there, sir. So then I can skip this question. No. But if he's not there only for this answer, do I have to still answer this question? Because I have not understood it, so I don't know how to answer this question. What do Swati, do you think that you can try to explain to me what he's asking? Have you understood it better than you can explain it to me, then I can try to answer?
I'm not sure, to be honest, sir, but I think that when you were talking about the process of filmmaking and you were talking about how being from a middle class background, you sort of think that what has been pre-decided has to be translated to a large extent on the screen and not be improvise and make a new film entirely. So maybe it was in regards to that statement of yours.
Okay. So what was his question exactly? Just tell me again. Now I'll try to put what you're saying and what he's saying together and answer that.
The question is, what do you think about a middle class guy in the present scenario in the films?
I think there's never been a better time for middle class people to be making films, simply because film has become a much more cheaper medium of making of art than it was about 5 years ago. So technically अगर मैं 4-5 एक्टर्स से फेवर लेके भी फिल्म बनाऊं फ्री में, मतलब अगर मैं सिर्फ कैमरा के रेंटल का खर्चा करूं, तो मैं टेक्निकली टोटा जैसी या टिकली जैसी फिल्म नहीं बना पाऊंगा. लेकिन if it's just let's say 3 people meet at a farmhouse and there's a conversation between them over 3 days, और फिर जब वो निकलते हैं वहां से तो उनके सब रिलेशनशिप्स चेंज हो गए हैं. अगर ऐसी फिल्म बनानी है तो मैं 3 लाख रुपए में फिल्म बना सकता हूँ या 2 लाख में फिल्म बना सकता हूँ, because it's just equipment higher. So I have to just request all the people that I want to come together and actually can make a 2-hour or 90-minute film even for 3 lakh rupees. It's just then about how much time you spend rehearsing, how good the script is, how good the actors are. So film has become a medium. It's never been as good a time for someone who has been brought up in a middle class household to come into cinema, because you can actually make films for much less money. Technically you can make it with your phone also. अगर आप iPhone 11 use कर रहे हो तो आप 4K में record कर सकते हो, तो Netflix पे भी play हो सकती है technically. You have to get your lighting and all going so well that you have to be able to pull it off. But also I think that there are no stories about the middle class. I find that is quite painful. There are stories about rich people or poor people. That's just become how our cinema is. Like I hardly see any films about the middle class, about the working middle class. तो है ही नहीं. अगर एक दम लगा के हाइशा आई है तो उसके बाद फिर वो भी, मतलब जो वही फिल्म मेकर जब अगली 2-3 फिल्में बनाता है तो उसमें एकदम एक फैंसीनेस आ गई है जो फिर आप रिलेट ही नहीं कर पाते. So that's the problem. There are no films only about the middle class. That is sad. That part is sad. And even I don't know why. I don't know. I think because the middle class doesn't want to stay in the middle class, and the middle class doesn't stay in the middle class for too long. You're either trying to go up or you end up slipping down. It's like वो snakes और ladders है ना, और middle class में रहता कौन है? Snakes और ladders में या तो snake से फिसल रहे हैं लोग या तो सीढ़ी से ऊपर जा रहे हैं. That's probably why we have lesser and lesser stories about the middle class. But I could be wrong.
Thank you, sir. Bhanu's question, sir, how do you overcome writer's block?
By just writing every day. So I think it's just riyaz. Write every day, then it just gets better. Then you don't get blocked as often. I think.
Riya's question, when we write a script, how to actually know where we have to stop? Because sometimes it happens that when a writer gets an idea, he or she just writes so much that they don't want to stop or don't know when to, especially when the topic is really close to their heart. So how do you know when to stop?
This answer is in Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. How Jaya Bachchan knows when Shah Rukh Khan's helicopter lands. It's an inner voice. That's the best way I can answer this question. I don't know how else to answer this question. I think it's an inner voice. You should know. Of course, you can always get feedback. If you find people around you who you trust for their feedback creatively, that's a very helpful thing for an artist. Over the years, I have found a couple of people who I trust with my script. So then I'll end up giving it to them. Then I know that. But finally, even they can't tell you when to stop. That's something that you will know over time. And I think it really stops when the film has been filmed. The writing of the film stops when the edit is locked, actually. So for me, the writing of the film, when you're a writer-director, then you realize that the writing of the film is still going on at the edit also. You're still shortening things. You're still changing the way of saying things sometimes. So yeah, I think like don't worry कि आप writing मतलब कब बंद कर रहे हो, because अगर आप film बना रहे हो तो you're constantly rewriting things. I rewrite things even on the set, and then of course you start changing things even at the edit. So don't worry कि मतलब अगर ये मेरा last draft नहीं हो, ये perfect नहीं है तो फिर मैं क्या करूँ? Once you think it's in a workable condition, don't get stressed out about starting to make the film, because you'll still keep rewriting it even while you're making the film. The whole process of filmmaking is actually writing only. It's a very strange thing, I think.
Thank you, sir.
Swati, are you asking me any more questions?
Neeraj Kumar. I am asking you a lot of questions because there are a lot of them in the chat box.
No, I'm saying, are you asking me any more questions or not? That's all. You can. I have no problem.
Neeraj Kumar's question, where do you see the film industry in the next 10 to 15 years?
बाप रे, ये Nostradamus type के question मैं कैसे जवाब दूंगा? I have no idea. मैं बहुत ही छोटा. I don't even know where I see myself in 10-15 years. तो मैं industry के बारे में क्या बोलूँगा? I have no idea. I really hope we stop beating people up that much. That's all I can say. I feel really sad when people are getting beaten up all the time. जो हमारे अंदर गुस्सा है वो सब हम film industry में निकाल रहे हैं. So that's kind of sad. What can I say? So I hope 15 years later we're not, कि जिनको भी चढ़ा दिया उनको सब मार नहीं दें. So I hope कि सब ठीक ठाक ही है by the end of 10-15 years. And maybe we'll reach a point where जब हम pedestalize ही नहीं करते हैं लोगों को इतना, तो फिर इतना गिराने की जरूरत नहीं. Hopefully, if that we could reach 10-15 years later, that would be a very good place to be. कि हम भगवान बना ही नहीं इंसान को, तो फिर जब वो इंसान निकलता है अंदर से भगवान के, तो फिर हमको इतना गुस्सा ना आए. भाई इंसान ही तो था हमेशा, तुमने ही भगवान बना दिया था. So that hopefully, if we can reach, I would be glad. Meanwhile, नितेश कुमार का जो एंगल है कैमरा का, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है बहुत टाइम से. इतना सही एंगल बालों का मैंने पिछले पता नहीं कितने क्लासेस करे. नितेश भाग गया से. अरे यार. Okay, fine. Yes.
Murugesan MP's question, do you think complex screenplay, the way which is seen in Christopher Nolan movies, will work in Indian movies? Do our audience really expect that kind of screenplay and story, or is it just a hype?
देखो, मुझे क्रिस्टोफर नोलन की स्टोरी बहुत ही बॉलीवुड टाइप लगती है. मुझे एक्चुअली कॉम्प्लेक्स लगता नहीं. मैं समझाता हूँ. अगर मैं आपको लिख के बताऊं कि एक आदमी है जो बहुत ही लूजर टाइप का है, वो कुछ नहीं कर रहा है 10-15 साल से, बस बियर पीता है अपने घर के बाहर बैठ के, ठीक है, जैसे काफी जगहों पे आपको दिखते हैं लोग. वो आदमी ना रात को अपने बेटी के साथ बस ऐसे ड्राइव कर रहा है और उसको दुनिया की सबसे ज्यादा बड़ी सीक्रेट फैसिलिटी ऐसी मिल जाती है, मतलब मिल जाती है ऐसे, मतलब चलते चलते, जो उन्होंने मतलब मिलियंस ऑफ डॉलर्स खर्चे करके उसको सीक्रेट रखने के लिए किया हुआ है सब इंतजाम. फिर वो क्या करते हैं, उस आदमी को दुनिया को बचाने वाली फ्लाइट पे लीडर बना देते हैं, वो लूजर को जो हम आधा घंटा पहले उसको देख चुके हैं, वो बियर पीते रहता था खाली। अब ये कहानी आप बोनी कपूर के पास भी ले जाओगे ना तो नहीं बनाएगा वो। So in my mind, this is all a matter of perspective. You know, I find that Nolan's screenplays are very Bollywood, man. They're very, very Bollywood. In fact, I find it like it's almost like you confuse कर दो इंसान को तो, you know, the point is after Nolan film की 80% of people don't know what happened. Then it's a successful film. तो वो मुझे तो समझ में नहीं आता. I feel कि भाई सबको समझ में आना चाहिए जो आप बोल रहे हो. Doesn't mean you have to dumb things down at all. But sometimes I feel that it's the whole point with Nolan's films of late, not in the past, has become कि स्क्रीन प्ले या तेल लेने मैं खाली कंफ्यूज कर देता हूं सबको. So then that to my mind doesn't work. Now I haven't seen Tenet, so I can't say that. And also I am a very emotional person. So for me, a film works for me personally if it is emotional. It doesn't work for me if it's intellectual. Because intellectualism के लिए मैं FTI के wisdom tree के नीचे बैठ के बात करता किसी के साथ. मैं फिल्म नहीं बनाता personally. तो मेरे लिए अगर वो फिल्म बहुत इमोशनल है, जैसे Inception for me worked when he gets to know that his wife has committed suicide. Or that is like 2 hours something, 2 hours 15 minutes into the film. So where the film becomes emotional, there I start liking it. But if it remains only intellectual and dry at an intellectual level, then it doesn't work for me. So for me, that's my reaction to Nolan cinema. Now for that, you all may think गधा यार उसको सारा टिकली और लक्ष्मण मनाई और नोलन के बारे में बोल रहा है. But this is just a point of view, and that's why, you know, life is all about points of view. ऐसा. So if there's any Nolan fan, I'm not really making fun of him, but I'm just saying, you know, I find the screenplay is very Bollywood. So, yeah.
Vedansh Prithi's question. Sir, as a film writer, what matters to you the most? Whether you want to make your audience understand your points, which is difficult to understand at first. The question asks that what is more important, to make a complex question to make a complex film to make the audience understand simple points, or to make a film with a simple script first?
मैं बौखला गया हूँ, समझा ही नहीं होगी ये क्या था. एक और बार पूछ लो प्लीज, मैं पढ़ लेता हूँ एक मिनट. तो बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड क्वेश्चन.
सर yeah, because sir actually मैंने कुछ फिल्म देखे हैं जिसमें ना कुछ ऐसे क्वेश्चन आ जाते हैं जो फर्स्ट टाइम पे अंडरस्टैंड ही नहीं होते हम सबके, ऑडियंस को समझ ही नहीं आती क्या थी फिल्म.
राइट.
सो ऐसे फिल्म बनाने आपको मतलब अच्छा लगता है, या एक सिंपल सा स्क्रिप्ट जो एक नॉर्मल लव होती है सो बस?
मेरे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि फिल्म मेकर कहना क्या चाह रहा है या क्या कहना चाह रही है. वो बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है मेरे लिए, क्योंकि कॉम्प्लेक्स और सिंपल तो तरीका है ना. मतलब ऐसा है कि आपका इंटेंशन क्या है और आप क्या कहने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, वो मेरे लिए सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है. उसके बाद आता है कि वो सिंपल है कि कॉम्प्लेक्स है. Yeah, that's what I feel.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So there is a simple and complex way of making Tare Zameen Par. There is a simple and complex way of making Lagan. There is a simple and complex way of making so many films that we have seen, Rang De Basanti or so on and so forth. So that just depends on what all the person is trying to say and with what layers and with what texture that person is trying to say. But first and foremost for me, what's important is कि ये person ये कहने क्या कोशिश कर रहा है. And that doesn't mean कि हर film में एक message हो. It could just be a love story. But in that love story also, what is that person trying to say? So I think that becomes paramount for me.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Sir, the next question from Nitesh Kumar. What software do you use for script writing?
I'm a Sindhi and I'm an independent filmmaker, so I use Celtics, which is a free software, which all of you all can use. No, this is just a bad joke. I just use Celtics because it's available and it works on Mac and it works on everything. So, and it's very easy to, like for example, if I work on Final Draft and then my AD is in India and then they've got to use something, then I have to always just convert it and send it. But because Celtics is a free software, so everyone who's reading my script can download it and then it can keep its format everywhere. So that's basically why I use Celtics. And I think it's a really good software also.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, sorry. For the remaining questions, you can ask the participants to just unmute themselves and ask the questions. No, it'll be, I think, easier.
Sure, ma'am.
If it's
I'll
possible.
do that.
If it's possible.
The next
Okay,
question is
give me,
from Aryan
Swati,
Mishra.
just
Can you
give me
unmute
1
yourself?
minute to get some water.
Sure, sir. Sure, no problem. Meanwhile, all of you who have posted your questions in the chat box, you can maybe let me know if you will be able to unmute yourself. Thank you.
Swati, I have a question which is quite a detailed one, so I won't be able to actually type it in the chat box.
No problem. You can ask, I guess. That won't be a problem. Would you
Because
like to go ahead?
One particular scene now, so I'll have to describe that scene in the chat box and all of that.
No problems. You can just ask the question to sir directly.
Okay.
I think the participants can just raise their hands if they want to go next, so we can just call them out then when it's their turn to ask the question.
Okay, no worries, Aryan. I'll ask your question. No problem.
Swati, just stick to the time frame, okay? No, don't go beyond 12:30.
Sure, ma'am. All right.
Yeah?
I think we'll be able to wind it up by then.
Wind it up by 12:30 because there's another Zoom meeting that will just follow after this.
Sorry. Yes.
Sir, we have a lot of raised hands, so let us cover those questions first. Kashish, will you be calling out the names?
So, Deepak, you can ask your question now.
Yes, all right. Yeah. Sir, I have a question about a particular scene in the movie. The movie intends to depict gender roles being reversed and all of that. But what I would like to ask you is, where does this gender reversal essentially begin from? After that guy, Mahendra Singh Chauhan, is kidnapped and all of that. But before that, we see one of the women hitting him on his head, which leaves him in a vulnerable state. So is this vulnerability of that man trying to depict something that women are vulnerable and then they are taken advantage of and insulted and all of that?
Sorry, I didn't understand. Explain what you're saying. They hit him on the head when he's trying to rape one of them. You remember?
Yes,
sir. Like when he sits on her, he starts pulling her shirt apart. So she hits him on the head because of that. So I'm still trying to understand. Can you explain your question a little better?
Yeah. So, sir, till that particular instant when that Mahendra Singh Chauhan is following these four women, they never try to reciprocate what he is doing to them. They just try to run, to get away from that particular uncomfortable situation. But after that encounter happened, after that interaction with Mahendra Singh Chauhan, when Chitrix gets out of the car and all of that incident happened, then they hit him on his head, which leaves him in an unconscious state. So that's true. Signifies vulnerability to us, that particular individual cannot now, attack them back. So is this vulnerability somehow related to women being vulnerable? Like, physically not as strong as compared to men, like you talked about, if we reverse the gender roles in terms of physical strength as well.
Yes, you could say that, because once he's laid, like physically he can't do anything to them at that point. So then in that point, they're able to kidnap him. Otherwise they wouldn't have been able to. So that's fair.
Also, sir, just one more question, because this is very confusing to me. You talked about why the ending of a movie is very important to the entire movie. So when we look at Vibha crying in that washroom and then we see a women sign written over there, there are two interpretations. One that you talk about, how she regretted having, seeing the news of that particular person committing suicide. But another interpretation, what came to my mind was that when you have Surmai's, story playing in the background as to how she was raped and then killed, it sort of looked to me as, you know, Vibha having that sort of relief and satisfaction about avenging her sister's death. So this sort of satisfaction from vengeance as to how it was achieved was what I interpreted this was. So these two interpretations, when you look at them, these are starkly different, because then that paints Vibha as a negative character to me, a very, very negative character. But on the other hand, you talk about how women are sensitive and she regretted her decision. I mean, all of that. So like, I'm just confused. What was the actual message that you wanted to give out when you had that Vibha scene?
But that though I've already said, no? Like, I think the message I wanted to give out, I'm sure that 80% of your classmates would have got the message correctly only. Because that's my experience of the film. That what I've tried to say, most people have got that only out. Because when she turns around after seeing that scene, she looks at those people and suddenly there's a wall between them. They're not able to connect. She's not able to connect with any of them. So that becomes very obvious, at least to me, while I'm trying to say it, that she doesn't feel the same anymore and that something has broken within her and that she doesn't feel proud of what has happened at all. But if someone takes from that she is happy about it, then I can't stop that. No, that is just their interpretation of it. That too, how can I ever stop here? That's just about people viewing it the way they want to.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Like to me, there were enough cues there to understand that she is now what she's starting to go through. And the biggest cue was that when she turns back to look at them, you can see that now there is a wall between them as people. That group energy that was there just 2 minutes before that news article doesn't exist anymore.
Yes, sir, that's true.
And you also see Shaila's face when Vibha goes in. That shot is so important that you see Shaila, because Shaila has been saying this from the start. Ki ye karoge to we'll be in a place where we are not very happy. So we also stay with Shaila before we cut back into the toilet with Vibha, in some sense.
Right, sir.
Okay, so I think that answers your question, Deepak. And I'm glad we addressed this question because yesterday and day before yesterday, we had a split debate about this scene, what it meant. So thank you, sir, for addressing this question. Maria, can you ask your question next?
Sure, thank you. Good morning, sir. While writing something in itself, one goes by the situation and places character, or one knows the character and puts them in a situation. If done both ways, what is more likely to be done?
I think both of them work. There's no fixed way really. Sometimes it's about the plot and sometimes about the character, and then both have to meet anyway. You can hardly ever have any film with zero plot. So.
Also, sir, what are your views on the beat sheet?
On a beat sheet, I don't do beat sheet, so I don't know. But we make something called a sequence of events, which is after we finish writing, once we found the premise for our film, then we make something called a sequence of events, which is ki ye hua, phir ye hua, phir ye hua, phir ye hua. So you know the entire externalized journey of the film. And then you keep reworking that before you, only once you've reworked that many times, then you make what we call treatment, a 15-page document, which is a sequence of events. वो एक बार पक्का हो जाता है और आपको लगता है कि अच्छा, this is exactly the story I want to tell. Then you start writing scenes. So that's how I've written always. I don't get into scene writing till I've finished reworking the story many times.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, so next question is by Shubham. Shubham, you can ask your question now.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes.
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 You're not visible.
So, let me, sir. So I wanted to ask you that what kind of films have inspired you or influenced you in the past, and why? And have you used some of its elements in your film? I really wanted to know.
Fair, yeah. शुभम तो मैंने तो बहुत डायरेक्टली चीजें यूज की है जो मुझे तब ऐसे मैं रियलाइजेशन के साथ चोरी नहीं करता था, बट मुझे समझ में आता था कि ये चीज यहाँ से आ रही. जैसे अगर आपने मंथन देखी है तो नसीर साहब का जो किरदार है उसमें वो बोलता है ये सिसोटी हमरी नहीं है, और फिर फिल्म के एंड में बोलता है ये सिसोटी हमरी है. सो दैट चेंज इज व्हाट हैपेंस इन लक्ष्मी इन टिकली एंड लक्ष्मी बॉम्ब, वेयर शी सेज कि ये क्रांति हमारी नहीं है, एंड एट द एंड शी सेज ये हमारी क्रांति है. सो दैट हैज कम फ्रॉम मंथन, बट इट्स नॉट समथिंग दैट आई हैव नेवर सैट एंड थॉट कि अच्छा ये अच्छा है यहाँ से ले लो, बट वो आपके अंदर चीज चली जाती है जो आपको अच्छी लगती है। फिर थेल्मा एंड लुइस करके एक फिल्म है जो मुझे बहुत इंस्पायर करती थी, और मैं चाहता था कि मैं थेल्मा एंड लुइस जैसी एक फिल्म इंडिया में बनाऊं और हमारे सिनेमा का एक हिस्सा हो ऐसी फिल्म। तो TNL भी मैंने वहीं से लिया है, टिकली एंड लक्ष्मी बॉम्ब। तो इतना मतलब देयर आर सो मेनी इन्फ्लुएंसेस दैट बिकम क्वाइट डायरेक्ट। टोटा पटाका में आई एम ट्राइंग टू थिंक, आई एम नॉट एबल टू रिमेंबर, I'm not able to remember anything that's coming to Tota Pataka which is an influence from something, but yeah. And on the other hand, the part of your question was what kind of films influence me. I think I really like emotional films, and I really like films that make you understand how human beings deal with emotions. तो अगर कोई फिल्म जैसे हर जो थी, जो बहुत ही इमोशनल फिल्म थी, it makes you understand how a human being can deal with emotion which is not even like a real person, मतलब it's just an AI. But because it deals with emotions and a relationship, what is her? Her is Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid की एक relationship थी जिसमें एक mermaid का प्यार हो जाता है एक इंसान के साथ जो वो कभी वो पानी से निकल के आ नहीं सकती, और वो प्रिंस है धरती में. So then her is to me Little Mermaid. It's nothing else. It's about falling in love with something that you can't be in that state only, and that like that AI can never become human. So I think that any film that deals with emotions and in some sense and gives you an insight into human emotion more and more is a very attractive film for me. Just Birdman was a very attractive film for me because it dealt with human emotions only, and that's basically what excites me. And also there have been, if the filmmaker has something to say, like I like films like Manthan, I like films that have something to say in them, that have some comment on society. Like an I, Daniel Blake. Ken Loach is a filmmaker that I really like because he always has some kind of point of view on society and things going around. Anand Patwardhan's films I really like because he's always engaging with society much more than I ever can in fiction, I think. So if a filmmaker has something to say, I really like it. Like Little Women had something to say because I felt that visually she was trying to say how our past and our present is actually one and the same thing. We are all reacting to everything from our past. So even though I may be talking right now to Mausumi ma'am, or I may be talking to Kashish, or I may be talking to Moini, I'm actually talking from my past. So my past is fully active in my psyche right now. It's not the past, it's the present. And that's why Little Women was created like that. You can't tell whether you're in the past or the present or the future or which part of life. And I felt that that's what she was trying to say as a filmmaker, that the past is the present is the future, and the future is the past. And you can't really make out. The human mind is the only thing that can live a life like that. Whereas maybe for a lion or a mind that is not developed like that, they don't live like that. An elephant does. An elephant literally lives like that. An elephant can hold on to a grudge for 80 years, for example. An elephant can get depressed. It's an intelligent mind. So the point is, the human mind, in the human mind, the past is the present, is the future, is the past. And that's what Little Women said to me. So I think when a filmmaker is trying to say something from a film, it's really exciting for me. It's a turn on for me. And other than that, of course, emotionally, how are you? That's why for me, Nolan's films aren't that exciting for me because I get bored emotionally. Like I'm like, okay, so what am I feeling in this film? Yes, I'm engaged by the filmmaking. Yes, the film buff in me may be engaged by the sound design, by the way things have been shot, by the long shots, by many things in it. But emotionally, I keep craving for more in a Nolan film. So that's personally the kind of films I like. I like emotional films. Probably why I think I've spent more time in Amir Khan's films than I have in anyone's films in this country. I think the only film I spent more time in than an Amir Khan film was Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge, because I saw that 32 times. And I had seen Rangila 27 times. And they were released at the same time. I don't know if you all, probably most of you are not around. It was 1995. Or if you all were around, you all weren't watching films in a theatre. And in Gaiety Galaxy in Bombay, there was in Gaiety, Rangila got released. And 3 weeks later, DDLJ got released. So from Gaiety, Rangila was pushed into Galaxy. It was like 7 theatres and these were the 2 biggest ones. So I used to go one day to Galaxy, one day to Gaiety. One day to Galaxy, one day to Gaiety. So I think for me, spending, and DDLJ again is a very emotional film, clearly. So I really like emotional films. And that's probably why very intellectual things don't excite me. Because I feel कि तुम fiction में हो ना अभी, नहीं तो documentary बना दे हम, तो फिर जो आपको intellectually बात करनी है आप documentary में भी बोल सकते हो, या तो एक article लिख सकते हो आप उसके ऊपर एक paper लिख सकते हो, thesis लिख सकते हो, अगर आप फिक्शन बना रहे हो और मैं कुछ महसूस नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ उसमें, तो फिर पॉइंट क्या हुआ उसका? That's how I see it.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you.
So that answers your question, right?
Welcome.
And the next question is by Dipesh Rohila. You can ask your question now, Dipesh.
Yes. Hi, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Hello. Am I audible? Yes,
Yes.
sir. Sir, how did you find Vinay Sharma? He was such a great actor. He was such a great actor, sir. I watched his other
I
film
agree.
called CRD, and he was just unbelievable. Yes, sir. So how did
Yes.
you find him?
He's a great actor. He's a great actor, and he's, when they spoke about the whole Sushant Singh Rajput debate and about how nepotism and, so on and so forth, the first person I always think about is Vinay, because I feel he is वो नवाज या इरफान साहब के लेवल का एक्टर है, but उसको काम ऐसा मिला नहीं है. It's a really unfortunate thing. So I always think of him when someone talks about, I mean, even Chitrangada is a very good actor and Vibha is a good actor, but Vinay is like something else only for me
Yes.
as a filmmaker. So I had also seen CRD. I had seen CRD at a trial show way before it came on to Netflix. In fact, I'm part of helping bring CRD onto Netflix. I'm part of the journey, at least in some sense. So I had seen the film and I thought he was a really good actor. And then we had auditioned a lot of men for Mahendra Pratap Chauhan's character. But you can imagine na ki matlab ek to aap, you are asking people to only come if they speak Haryani and if they have a certain dialect. So you will find men who have been brought up in a certain part of the country, and they physically also you're asking for only men in an audition who are 6 feet tall. So you want a certain physicality. So the natural tendency of all those actors used to be to only have hardness inside. And there was no softness at all. So it was just हार्डनेस. और मेरा वो जो ऑडिशन था वो ऐसा था कि मैं कैमरा लेके वो जो औरतें उसको वो गाने में करती है ना, जब उसको नचवाती हैं, तो मैं वो कर रहा था ऑडिशन में. I was doing that same thing. I was objectifying the actor. So every 6 foot tall, big built actor who used to come into audition for Mahendra Pratap Chauhan's character used to have no vulnerability. And they used to either be the alpha or they used to permanently become the beta. So if I'm going around them with the camera and the song is on and they start feeling objectified because they don't know what's going to happen. So it's a very strange space psychologically for the actor also. I'm also not a small built person, but I'm not 6 feet tall. So the point is, if someone looking like me, you don't know me really well, is starting to film you and going around and then going close, coming back out, going close, coming back out, it is daunting and intimidating for an actor. So all the men that came, they used to either be in the alpha position or they used to get scared of me and become in the beta position. So they could not flip between alpha and beta. When I was the only person who could move from the alpha position to the beta position and back to the alpha. So he used to wait for an opening in my alpha position and then come back into the alpha. And I thought, this is exactly what I need for the film. And that's what he does in the film also. If you realize that he actually allows them to feel like they're in control. And then whenever he has the chance, he comes back up into control. And then again, he slips back down and he doesn't have a chance. And if that didn't happen in the film would not work. He would be a weak antagonist. Or फिर आपको मजा नहीं आता film. So that's kind of how I found Vinay. Like he was the only person whose audition was like beautiful in terms of the movement between an alpha and beta. And that's an instinctive thing. It's a very animal instinct. वो आप सोच के नहीं कर सकते. It's just about feeling something in an audition and playing your actions based on your instinct.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so last question for the day. Sadly, we won't be able to take any more questions after this. Aditya Challa, you can ask your question now.
Yeah, sir, yes, as this is going to be a final question, I don't think it's a very, tough question to ask, I think. But for me, right now, I'm planning to get, because of the lockdown thing, I couldn't get many people to talk to, as I wanted to make a few short films. But then in your day, like when you wanted to become a director and you knew that you're only a writer as of now, you don't know much. So how did you approach people? How did you get team members to work with you? How did you get them to understand your line of thought? Yeah, that's all.
So Aditya, I think what's really important is that if you write a screenplay that is a good screenplay, which has dimensional characters, which has a strong central conflict, which is well written in some sense, where the heart of it is very evident, it's very easy to get people on board. Because the screenplay becomes like every religion, it's not a coincidence that every religion is held together by a book. So I think that writing has the power to really unite people and bring them together. It's a very age-old thing in human nature. And so that's why I feel that if you have a good script, then it becomes very easy for people because they can start seeing your vision in the script itself. And then they all start seeing it from a vested interest, that an actor will feel कि यार ये character अगर मैं play करूँगी तो यार मेरी तो life बन जाएगी. And that's how they kind of come to it. And a DOP will feel कि यार ये film अगर मुझे shoot करने का मौका मिला तो मेरी तो जिंदगी बन जाएगी. So everyone, it's like that Ayn Rand's idea, virtue of selfishness. Everyone comes because they know, they see their own personal gain in that. So you don't need to convince anyone. So you need to write I think that's why the script becomes such an important part. And in my case, there was a full novel. So that also really helped because एक तो script तो एक बात थी. लेकिन अगर आपके पास पूरा novel है तो आप पढ़ के वो पूरा world already create हो चुका है ना. Screenplay पे तो in a screenplay you're depending on sound, on performances, on many things to bring it to life later. It's an incomplete work of art. But that's what what I can glean and tell you as advice is try to write a script thinking that you're writing a work of literature. So make it descriptive, make it, use beautiful language, try to do good copywriting in a screenplay if you can. I mean, I don't know how much of it I can do myself, but try it yourself because the better you can write and the more the screenplay also is like a work of literature instead of an incomplete, just a functional blueprint to a film, the easier it will be for you to convince people. Then you don't need to do much. People will see their own agenda and their own gain and their own, profit in their own careers from that screenplay itself.
So they can get inspired easily from that piece of literature.
Then you don't need to convince anyone. No? The screenplay does that job.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Okay, Swati, over to you now.
My friend Swati is back. Okay.
This was an amazing session. Thank you so much, sir, for going through all our doubts and answering all our questions so patiently. Before me saying anything further, I would like to invite Prerna ma'am to kindly give the vote of thanks.
Swati is looking for Prerna ma'am. This is very...
Prerna ma'am is there. Prerna ma'am, can you hear me?
Okay.
She's here. Ma'am, unmute yourself, please.
Ma'am, we can see you, but we cannot hear you.
Do you want to ask Prerna ma'am to get off the call and join back? Because then it might work out if you want her to. Because clearly your audio is malfunctioning right now. So.
Swati, can you unmute her from your end?
She's already unmuted.
Unmuted her.
I tried that,
but I
she's
think
unmuted,
it's her
ma'am.
headset that's giving the problem.
Okay.
Prerna ma'am, do you want to pull the headphone off and try directly?
Yeah.
That might help. Just pull that out of the jack. No, I think she might have to reconnect to the call because it's not working even now. She can probably leave and join back on the link if she wants, because that sometimes works.
Might as well be a problem with the network also.
That's possible. It's so interesting that these awkwardnesses is what all of us are about as human beings. But we prefer to think that we are about all the perfect side that we put out all the time. So it's nice to see the awkwardness because that just makes everything real.
Ma'am, you're still not audible. I think it's a network issue.
Kashish, I think we should go ahead with this, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It's unfortunate that Prerna ma'am cannot join us.
Actually, Prerna's ma'am mic is off.
Yeah, it is just now off.
I just
because
saw
earlier
that.
she was trying to speak up earlier and her mic was on, but for some reason her voice is not able to reach us.
Okay, Kashish, you take the cue, and why don't you offer the vote of thanks, please?
Sure, ma'am. So I just like
Kashish,
to thank.
Kashish, just a second. I would like to invite Kashish Ahuja, the president of TID, to kindly give the vote of thanks. Now continue.
I hardly have words now, Swati, but thank you very much, sir, for coming today and talking to the students. It's such a great experience for us because, you know, as young students who are trying to make films on a budget and really don't have anyone to connect to talk to really understand the filmmaking process, this was really helpful for us. And thank you, Anuradha ma'am, also for coordinating the whole event and for being available on WhatsApp 24/7 when we needed you. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for being here. All of us had such a great time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kashish.
Okay, I have one suggestion, one small suggestion here. That unfortunately 85% of people who rate films in our country are men. So I would request all the women also to start rating whichever films you like, because that brings everyone's voices out into choosing films. Yeah, not necessarily mine, but just in general. This is a small thing I just leave you all with. That take the effort to go and rate films when you like them. That's all. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And last but not the least, a big thank you to all the film enthusiasts who showed up today behind the screens, of course. We hope that the workshop helped you understand what goes into constructing a good story for the screen and how to go about executing it. So on that note, thank you so much. Stay safe and keep learning.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditya. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kashish. Thank you, Swati. Thank you to the faculty. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. It was a pleasure.
Bye.
Swati, can you switch off the recording?